Is we live? I don't
All
see
right,
it.
we're live, according to
Okay.
studio. So what's up, people? Welcome back to another Juices Loose. Right now, there's just three of us. Robert, he's ditching us again. Um, he wants to film his unboxing video, I guess, and then go to sleep. But come on, like if you ain't gonna play it the Series X now, you might as well wait to do the unboxing tomorrow.
I don't
But
understand. I'm twice this dude's age. I work two jobs. I have a wife, two children that I support, and I'm still
I don't.
here.
I mean, I don't think he's
I don't get
probably
it.
slept since yesterday, 24 hours. I don't know. I don't know his schedule. Whatever. He keeps missing him. We're gonna start trash talking him every week. So try to be on. Clocked it
That's how we
said
roll.
Clocked it said he could be on the next two podcasts. So we'll have him. Terrell, I don't know. I think he said he had to drop a deuce or something. So he'll be about 30 minutes.
Damn.
He's got to have his mom wipe. He's got to have his mom wipe for him when he's done.
Oh,
Oh, god damn.
Yo,
That's
he
why
ain't
she's
gonna like
always.
this playback.
That's why she's
He
always
don't like
coming
this
in the
shit.
room. She's checking on him.
Wow.
God
So
damn.
any-
Wow.
Hey, that's what you get for being late or not showing up.
That's why I'm on time all the time, boy.
She never misses, unless you're on vacation.
I'm on vacation and I'm still popping up in this shit.
Unless you're on
bro.
a cruise.
I don't want to hear none of that stuff.
My very first podcast here, T was dropping a deuce live.
See that's the kind of shit. Oh, seeing no data for on YouTube Studio.
I see it. It's playing. We live.
OBS is showing strong green.
Yeah. We live, bro. I'm looking at it right now. Live.
What's let's see. Let me click the live.
Yeah, I'm seeing the duo definitely live.
Let me see where we're at.
Let me write
Oh,
down.
okay, now it says excellent connection. So anyway, yeah, what's up, Lenny? What's up, Donnie? Yeah, I figured shots fired there. We'll see. Don't say nothing. We'll see if we'll know if Terrell rewatches.
It's brutal.
Robert, I know watches the podcast. But anyway, what I was saying was, it's stuff like retro. You remember the first time you're on the podcast because that's when T was sitting in the bathroom. Like I would never remember that specifically. And Robert remembered. Obviously, the
Was that his
first
first time?
that was Retro's first time.
Yeah, that was
Robert's
my
first
time.
time.
Oh, man.
Robert reminded me the first time was with I think Leveled Head, and I don't know if it was Nia. It was around the time we had I had Nia and Leveled Head on a couple times. We had some good discussions. What's up, Royal Hustler?
Speaking of deuce.
You smelling something?
Whoa, no.
I keep smelling something.
So last week I heard my cat, and I use pine pellets for litter, which is better for the environment and easier cleanup. Anyway, so I can hear it. I was like, oh, if she's pooping, I'll just take care of it right now. I come in there, and she doesn't like the feel of the pine pellets on her feet, so she's got all four legs on the edge of she's like on the edge of the litter box, and she's like trying to bury it while her left foot slips right in the fresh poo. And she goes to get up, and I quickly grab her. Of course, she already left. And it was like a perfect. It was like the T-Rex in the mud paw print. And it was in between her toe in the pads and the hair. I just picked her up, put her in the fucking utility sink, and she was not liking it. I just was rinsing her foot off. I'm glad I was home. Otherwise, that paw prints would have been all over my new floor. And it was like, but that's the joys of pet ownership. At least I don't have to step on shit when I go out in my yard like my sister used to have when they had two dogs.
My cat drops the meanest deuce. You can clear the whole fucking room.
Sometimes but yeah, it's so funny watching her on the litter box. She does not like to step in that, so she's like four legs spread out, fucking one paw in there. It's funny as shit. But anyway, I thought Terrell would be here by now. But let's. I'm gonna discuss real quick. I finished a Plague Tale.
Roast his ass somewhere.
Yeah, I finished a Plague Tale Innocence the other night, and it kind of ends. It felt like abruptly. But now obviously the sequel's coming out. I'm guessing they knew it because I thought it was the second game because it had a subtitle. Like A Plague Tale Innocence. So I just thought it was the second game. It's the first game, so they must have known. I don't know if it's based off anything, any kind of pre-existing books or.
I feel like it's based off books, but I'm not sure.
But it's got the cast of characters. I mean, I was really engrossed. It was only 8 hours. Doing a little bit of the explorations on the level of like an Uncharted game where it's obvious you go this way. Well, if you go to the left a little bit and around the corner, you might find a like a collectible or something. It's very linear, but there is a few little spots to find collectibles. And I'm really looking forward to the sequel. We'll talk a little bit about some of the Game Award trailers and stuff, but that new trailer showed me exactly all I needed to know. That they've actually evolved the gameplay. You got a crossbow, they get a stealth attack. In this game, you have a sling that's got really slow wind up. Most of the time, you can't attack enemies. You just have to either get around them or trick them into getting eaten by the rats or something. So it looks like they took it more into a more offensive attacking kind of gameplay, and then it's just like that's all I wanted to see. I didn't want to do the same exact thing for another whole game, but I'm like, yeah, that looks great. So I'm really excited for the new game, and it's one of those games I would have never bought. Just happened to, it's on Game Pass, so if I had Game Pass and played it that way, I happened to have PlayStation Plus when they gave it away for free, so I just downloaded it on a whim. I didn't know anything about it, and it turned out to be a pretty good game. So I finished that, and I was about to start Hades, but it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I had been working on the house all day, and I was just exhausted, and I didn't want to start something that late. So I was gonna start that, but now my next game's gonna be Forza Horizon 5. It's downloading. Well, I paused it about halfway. 102 gig file size. I got about 50 gigs to go. So thanks to Robert, I got 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate. So I'll be playing that and Halo. So I got 2 more games to try to get through. I'm not gonna Forza Horizon 5.
Saved it, man.
Like I don't have to beat Forza Horizon 5 like
No.
100% to know if it's a great game. Like I could put 20 hours in it and say, yeah, that's my number 2 or whatever game of the year. But Halo, I definitely want to play from start to finish. I know it's not super long, but I'm looking forward to that. So I was kind of going to wait till I got a Series X and just kind of play those games and just say, you know what, I'm going to forfeit them for this year's Game of the Year nominations. But Robert threw that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You on the OG? You on the...
I mean, I could play it through the cloud at 60, both games. I think Halo's 60 even on the Xbox One, and it actually looks pretty decent. But I haven't turned it on in 6 months, and I don't have another Ethernet wired connection up in my living room, so I'm like, I can't really do cloud streaming. Dude, change your shirt or something. Get some Febreze.
It's not my clothes. It just feels like it's close.
Check your shoes.
I don't know. I'm
but
better not pee on my shoes, goddamn.
I didn't actively try to find a Series X, but both Rob and Robert both got one this recently. So I don't know how I didn't hear how either of them
Rob got one too?
Yeah.
Robert got one?
Rob and Robert.
Damn it. The Robs.
Yeah.
They both had one.
So I was just gonna wait till I got that and then play them. But I'm just on PC, they'll be fine. Forza Horizon 4 looked great, and 5 should look even better on my PC.
Did he say how he got it?
No, I didn't hear either of them. I don't know if Robert probably used his Walmart technique. I'm guessing he got 3 PS5s, 3 for 3 on his. So I know they were going to do some restocks and stuff, some in-store ones, but I didn't hear of anybody other than now that Robert just kind of out of nowhere. He's like, he had a picture on Twitter that he got it. So anyway, anybody else finish anything or start anything new?
Look at it right now. Well, yeah. Well, obviously, I got Game Pass Ultimate for $1. So,
for 3 months?
No, just 1 month. So I downloaded Halo Infinite. Been playing that. Played a little bit of Forza, not a lot, but God, that game's gorgeous.
The opening looks cool.
Oh man. Psychonauts 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I want to go through 1 again. I'm gonna go back through 1 again, just so I can get re-familiar with the characters and stuff. But
yeah, I could try. I might actually start that to see if it hooks me. I might actually try to finish it this year still.
And I think that's pretty much it on the Xbox side. Let me take a quick ganders here. It's right behind me. You guys can't see it. It's all washed out. Yeah. Home. I feel like there's one more game. No, that's it. But I also started playing some damn Switch games too. I started and I'm really far into a game that Terrell wants me to really play. That's No More Heroes 3. Fucking fantastic. I love this fucking game. Also been playing Cruisin' Blast, which is a fucking blast. Pun intended.
Matrix
it's great.
Awakens.
It's fucking awesome. Only thing that's missing from that bitch is online multiplayer.
Yeah,
goddamn.
online.
That game would be a perfect 10 for me.
Does it have
How
split
does
screen?
it not have that?
I had no idea. And I thought it would have it. I remember, I think I even said it in the video. Me and JC Grooves, shout out to JC Grooves on Twitter. He's been a subscriber for a while too. Also, he does a lot a lot of toy reviews and shit. He gets all this stuff, and he reviews it. Yeah. So we were like, oh man, we're gonna be able to play Cruising like we on the N64 online. So nah, because we didn't know that wasn't part of it. So. They didn't really say up until then, but there's one fucking more game. Obviously I've been playing Dread. I feel like I'm getting really close to that one. There's one more. God damn it! Come on. Nobody cares about that. Horizon Chase Zero. But anyway, so I've been playing those. That's like 6-7 games, bro, and about 5 of them are new starts. So I'm getting back into gaming here, so it's good. Thanks to Game Pass.
And the crazy thing is, I made a dumb decision, like really rash decision. I typed in the code, and I could have got an extra month of Game Pass.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should have waited and got that $1.
No, I could have got it if I just did the selected auto renew and had my credit card. I could have got another month. I could have had 4 months for free. And I was like, you know what, bastards? I don't even know how my credit card still popped up. It's my old one expired. But I thought I deleted that shit 2 different times. I swear I've deleted my credit card from Microsoft. Fuckers.
They'll bring that shit right back up.
But they'll probably figure out the expiration date too, just because, it's one of those where it's just you get a new card after and it's the same number but new expiration. But
it's funny, my credit card just expired too. I just got a new one. And
Terrell, did you beat anything or start anything?
No, it's still the same. So I'm still playing Horizon, still playing Guardians of the Galaxy. It's still the same games.
What about you, Retro?
I beat a little indie game a little over a week ago, I think, called Narita Boy, which released this year. And I don't want to say too much, but you'll definitely hear me talk about this game in another podcast coming up. It's a really good side-scroller, wave synth, pixel-based. I don't want to say compared to the Matrix, but inevitably you're gonna draw those kinds of lines. It's about a video game developer who is creating a game, and his game program turns against him and erases his memories. And you play a character who goes into the game and The great thing, your goal is to like recover his memories, but the greatest thing about it is all the dialogue, because everybody, it's not like the Matrix or real people are plugged in. Everything else apart from you in the computer are like programs. So you're talking to programs, and programs they say things that actually mean stuff, but the way they talk, you like, that doesn't mean anything. They're talking like, oh, the trichroma beams of the second house have like floppy disk drives deleted in their system memory bank. Like they talk like that. The dialogue is so fucking good. It has like such a good soundtrack, and I highly recommend that game for anybody to at least check it out. It's
You
on.
sure it's a 2021 game?
It's a 2021 game. It came out in June, September, something like that, I think.
Was it?
June, September. That's a big one.
June, September.
Look it up
Fuck.
because
I don't
swear.
remember.
That's a hell of a range.
Because I don't remember when it exactly came out.
2020,
I remember seeing the
2019 or
name.
so.
Naruto boy.
Narita Boy.
I know
It
it
came
sounds familiar.
out. And,
Yeah, you gotta watch retro.
Could have been
Yeah.
coming out to Switch this year. Could have been out previously.
No, it's 100% a 2021 game. It was released. Where's the fucking date for it?
Rah.
Bruh.
Oh, it was released in March.
Okay.
Bruh.
March 2021.
September.
Yeah.
All
December.
games-
I'm not like you guys. I don't remember
December.
like every detail for a game. I thought I saw September or some shit. I don't know
All
why.
right, I'm gonna test T right now.
October.
T, name three big movies from 1997. Let's see if you.
Ooh, big movies.
Well, popular. You know.
Because I'm gonna take a nap real quick.
All right.
No, I just want to see if you
All right,
can.
here we go.
I had a little trouble with this.
Spawn. Right?
I'm not sure. On that
Yeah,
one.
Spawn's 97. You
I
don't
don't-
even know, bro.
I don't know about
You don't
that
even
one.
know. Okay, so Spawn. What is it? Is Air Force One 97 or 98?
I tell
I'm
you,
gonna go with Air
you're
Force
forgetting
One.
a big one. I thought you would say first.
Damn it, was that 95? No. Dante's Peak.
Those are
That's certainly
95.
97.
That was 95.
What?
No, yeah, you're right. Because Volcano was that year too. Yeah.
Yeah, Volcano.
97. You're
Yeah,
missing
bro,
the
come on,
big
man.
daddy of movies. The movie everybody loves from 97. Very popular.
Jumanji.
Titanic 97?
Was that 97?
Was it 96?
I was thinking Fifth Element. That's the one I'm thinking.
I was gonna say 98 for Fifth Element. Okay.
No, it was 97. That's the one I first
Alright.
think of. But anyway, I thought Titanic was 97. It's not on this list. It'd have to be if it was 97.
Maybe it was 97. It had to be 97.
Either way.
Had to be.
Yep, it was. Yep.
Okay. I was gonna say I wasn't in high school. So I
Anyway,
didn't know it had to be.
before we move on, I'm just gonna people in the chat, people in the podcast here. Something changed in my room. I want the first person to identify it.
Oh. Somebody said, wait, Bri said ID4, bruh.
Yeah, that was 94.
That's 95, bruh.
95?
Mario Kart 8 poster. You removed Twilight
Yeah.
garbage.
No, it was Skyward Sword.
Skyward garbage. That's what I meant.
I'm gonna tell you. This is why you should remember. Well,
Lost World was 97 as well, Lenny.
yeah. This is why you should remember Star Fox. Oh, not Star Fox. Well, Star Fox had the homage to Independence Day, so you know. And Star Fox was 97, so.
Yeah. I was
64,
Fifth Element was the
64.
big one for me. I should have remembered Titanic, but
Wow, Fifth Element.
because that came out,
That was
I went and seen
I had
that.
98 for
I had to
some-
talk
but
my
that-
friends
that's
into
96.
seeing that over Volcano, and I won. Luckily, I won that argument.
I went and saw all that shit.
I didn't see Volcano till it came out on
Dante's.
VHS.
Yeah.
Dante's Peak was a good. That was a good one. That was one of my demo VHS movies back in the day.
I love Dante too.
But anyway, so you mentioned Halo.
Wait. Before you move on,
Oh.
Volcano, when he jumped out of the fucking the subway train, remember that scene? He had the chick in his hand
Yeah.
and he was gonna save her, and he jumps into fucking lava and then throws her after he jumps into the lava. Bitch, get out of here with that shit. He would have disintegrated landing in lava, but he landed in the lava and then threw the lady past the lava to save her life. I was like, get that shit out. I almost walked out the theater on
What
that
do you think
shit.
he was gonna? I wouldn't. I guess I don't know what would happen.
You would fucking disintegrate. Or you would be so out of it from that heat.
Maybe
There's
it's
no
so
way you
hot
can,
you
like,
wouldn't even
alright.
feel it.
Yeah, like, come on.
That was
Anyway,
a dumb movie. I only
I
watched
just
it
wanted to throw
once.
that there.
Watched it one
It's so
time and
terrible.
never again. But all right. So
It's
you mentioned Halo. It's the Infinite campaign's been getting good reviews. I'm looking forward to playing it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Halo,
multiplayer,
man.
the multiplayer, on the other hand, borderline EA with some of the, from what I hear, some of the pricing structure. They've already had to make changes because people were complaining.
It's all cosmetic.
Yeah, well, it's
I don't care.
super expensive, but the even if you pay, the way you earn like the battle pass points was like really unforgiving, and they've already had to change it twice so that all you have to do is play 6 matches.
It's free to play.
I know, but out of
Take
free
out
to
an
play,
extra money.
out of free to play, you can be fair and still give a value for the free, or you can just be total price gouging. And it was leaning way more towards the price gouging. But the question I have, if somebody pays $60 and buys Halo Infinite, I kind of feel like you should at least get a season of the Battle Pass or something. Because they split it and it used to always be part of the package. I just don't know why they didn't at least, I mean, because it's on Game Pass, so you would miss, I mean, it's free to play, you got, but if you actually paid 60 and bought Infinite, it feels like you should get something towards the multiplayer.
My quick question was, if you spend the 60, are you just getting the single player? Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, the multiplayer is free to play, so if you want to play the multiplayer and you want to actually like for me with Rocket League, you actually want to take it seriously, you have to buy the battle pass or whatever. The free stuff, you earn nothing by playing the free to play. You can't buy anything, or hardly. Not anything. There's very little you can buy with the free to play path if you don't buy the battle pass. So it's like, but Roy, gameplay is good, progression story is bad. I heard that I haven't heard anything about the story being bad. Oh, the store. Yeah, that was the complaint.
Oh, the store.
Even if you pay, the progression was like just ridiculous. Like,
so it wasn't worth it regardless.
You weren't really earning anything because it's a random mode, and you'll have challenges that are for a specific mode that you have to do things on, but then it never pops up because it's a random selection. So they've had to change a lot. But it sounds like they've already addressed, but what their idea was at launch was not received well. So, but they've already made fixes and stuff. But the question I felt is, somebody actually pays $60, buys Halo Infinite. I just feel like you should get something towards the at least one season of the Battle Pass, something. I don't know how I feel about that, taking it out, and then so you're basically you're getting the single player. I don't know, it just feels like they could have done something there, because a lot of people are going to play it on Game Pass. So I'm not saying few, like it might be 1 million people might actually go out and pay $60 for it. I kind of feel like they should have gave something there. I don't know. That's just what I was thinking, because it's new to the franchise to have it split, and the way the prices for the cosmetic stuff seems really EA-esque. So it wasn't a home run. I mean, Roy's the biggest Halo guy that I know. So if you want to just give us in the chat, is there other than that? I hear it's really fun. It's solid. Good connections. Balance, weapon balance, everything seems to be pretty good. So I just feel like you should get something if you buy the game.
There's no point in really spending $60 for it. That's what I feel.
Yeah, it's almost like they don't want you to buy the game though. Like,
I don't
get Game Pass.
Xbox's strategy always is confused me. I get it that they want to be more of a service, but like, then why even sell the game for $60? I feel like almost like Like, just why don't you just offer it through the service and be done with it? Because I don't know. I don't know how. Do we know how long the campaign is? For the
Like,
I haven't
48
heard a
hours.
time. Probably like 10 to 15, I would guess. But here's the other thing, which we didn't really talk about. There's the co-op's missing. They're saying that's supposed to be like spring or summer, and then is it the co-op Forge mode or something? I think it's called. They're planning that for like next year, like summer, I think. And then there's a additional mode. I forget what it was. It's coming later, undetermined. So it's like the Splatoon release, but it's even further pushed out for the rest of the stuff. It just
why is
I don't
Halo,
like.
why is it so
It's just-
disjointed? That's my.
This ain't new. Like they've been talking about this for like years.
I know we haven't mentioned it though. I mean, we haven't talked about it.
I'm just saying why.
I just meant they have. They said this is going to be a 10-year Halo. Basically, they're going to keep putting more shit into it over time.
It just seemed really disjointed the way they launched it, I guess.
Well, they launched it last year. That's when it would have been disjointed.
I feel like
I mean, that's also part of it too. Like it had a totally fucked up, development cycle and shit. You had people quitting and all kind. You had the Craig last year. Like it for this game to even be out in its state right now, I think is. I mean, that's
I think if
don't
it,
start accepting shit like this, but it's still pretty phenomenal.
I don't think they would have put it out if it was just supposed to come out this year. I'm just theorizing.
It was supposed to come out last year.
I know, but if it was just supposed to come out this year, I think they would have delayed it based on, like Roy says, it's missing many key features, but the gameplay's solid, and he's literally the biggest Halo fan I've ever known. So it feels like if they didn't have the pressure of delaying it last year, I'd be curious if they would have actually released it this year. It's almost like Smash 4, where they had.
You confusing me. You're talking about releasing it this year.
I'm
saying
there's no way they were going to delay it after the year delay. But if it was,
again,
if it was,
delay
it again. If it was originally a November 2021 game, I kind of have the feeling, based on people's feedback, they would have pushed it into next year.
So you feel like realistically, it would have been delayed again if it weren't for the fact that it was already delayed.
Yeah, I don't think they would have. I don't think they could have.
Okay, I got it.
Delayed
I think they rather take their licks, and they're taking a few licks here and there, but overall, people are satisfied with it. I think they'd rather have that than no fucking Halo this holiday. Again, I think that would have been way more disastrous.
That's true.
I would rather have that.
And at least what's there seems to be good. It's the whole, Animal Crossing added a bunch of stuff after the fact, but it was still a competent game. It was a polished game at launch. So that's people were. Yeah,
I said 8. I'm seeing 8 to 12 hours on the campaign, depending on how you play, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's about normal. That's about what.
I'm wondering though, how long they're going to do the $1 get into Game Pass.
That's
been
I've
already
been
had it
for a while,
like twice.
Because I've done it twice. Once was 3 months. Now Hulu and YouTube TV, they're smart. You don't get that free trial if I have to try every year to like get a Halo or a Hulu plus live sports trial. It's only a week-long trial, but you got to wait a year before you can get that trial again. Like, cuz I try to do it for like football season. I try to do a lot of free trials of these live TV network, subscription services. And I had 2 email addresses. Well, Hulu figured it out. Like, oh wait, that's a different email address, but same credit card. So they could put the kibosh on that. And I'm just wondering how long. Because I mean, who was it that I think clocked it? He didn't mean to do PlayStation Plus a second month. But,
no, that was me.
Or was you?
I ended up renewing it by accident because
I renewed HBO Max last month. I didn't mean to. I was going to wait till The Matrix came out, but I was like, oh shit, I got the notification. Your card's been charged $14.99. I was like, fuck. I was going to wait till next month because they released. I know they did it on purpose. They released Dune on October 20th, and The Matrix on November 20 or December 22nd. So you have to have 3 months. You can't
Well,
get
yeah,
you
they're
can't
not
watch
gonna give you all
both
that
those.
shit at once.
You can't watch both those movies within a 2 month span. So, and my Xbox. I was 1 day from getting, last time I did the trial, I was 1 day away from getting a $65 charge, 3 months of Game Pass, because I paid with a gift card, but I still had to put my credit card on there because the gift card was only for $50, and it needed to be $64.99 or whatever.
They're gonna catch you slipping.
So I had
Juice.
put
They're
my
gonna
credit
catch you.
card on there. Well, I think T was in a live stream talking about something on the Switch, and I was like, oh man, I was like literally hours away from getting charged for Game Pass. Like, I just fucking remembered, and it would have been midnight that night, and they would have got me for $64.99, you know. So I'm sure there's plenty of people they've gotten with that dollar
Oh,
entry.
they got me. They got me a couple times.
That's why they do it. They count
Yeah.
on that.
I bet
Yeah,
you
it's a hustle.
I bet you that brings them in more money than just
I'm sure it does.
hoping people will just pay the full, the normal amount. Because
And they're not the only company that does that.
No.
That is a
No,
industry
that's
thing.
that's a common thing.
Netflix
Yeah.
has made a billions off people forgetting they have that subscription and not even
Right.
using it. Like the DVDs. I knew a guy who had the DVD plan, and he ran out of movies. And months went by before he's like, oh, I should probably cancel that. I haven't put any movies in my queue. Like, dude, why the fuck do you still have it? Like,
Because people are serial procrastinators. People-
how ancient does that sound though? Getting DVDs in the mail, like that
From
seems
Netflix.
like that
used
was
to-
20
that used
years
to be
ago.
That used to be a cool feature.
We're talking
damn
like 5 years ago. I was still using
That's
that.
not even a thing here. We don't do that shit.
it. Why? Because y'all know better. Fuck.
It was in the mid 2000s, man.
Netflix itself is
Yeah,
pretty
it's like
new
mid-2000s.
still over here.
They-
I think
They
Like,
opened.
we
They had
just
to.
don't do that.
They opened up facilities so you could get a movie within a day. Like, it used to take 3 days from California, and then all of a sudden it took 2 days, and then it took 1 day. So they opened up all these facilities.
Amazon type of shit.
They had all these fucking physical discs, and then all of a sudden they opened that streaming. They did the streaming service. They tried to change the name of the DVD, and people revolted, and then it just died on its own within a few years, like completely. And it's like, it just seems like such a thing of the past. I don't know. It's crazy, but
Can you imagine getting DVDs in the mail from like what the fuck is this? Ancient shit.
It already
and it happened
sounds-
so
Look,
quickly.
I
It's
used to think
not
that
like
shit
it was
cool,
it was
honestly.
around 20 years or some shit.
that
right?
shit
It was
fire
around 20,
burns
25
bright.
years.
Like, that was one of those, the brighter it
Yeah.
burns, the quicker it dies out. Like, it was
It was
huge.
maybe 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, I used to
It's
get
crazy.
I used to get it so I could watch, what is it, 5 or 6 movies in a week. I would
Yeah.
wait all year, and then I would get it, and I would catch up on all these movies for like in a 2-month span. I was watching like 5.
Dumbass blockbuster.
I was watching
just sitting
4.
around.
Oh yeah, Family Video just fucking closed last year. For those that live in the Midwest, North Midwest, Family Video was the last one, and it's finally done.
There's still one blockbuster left.
I remember going into music stores. We had multiple music stores.
I do miss that. I
Fucking
miss
cassette. It was back in the cassette era. I'd flip through all these cassettes, man, and just music playing, posters everywhere. Concert. That's where you buy your concert tickets.
that. Sitting there putting on headphones, just getting a sample,
Mhm.
listening. Now you get COVID. You do that shit.
You'd buy cassette
Oh,
singles. You'd get one song on each side.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough reminiscing. So yeah, somebody in the chat figured our retro death. You noticed the Mario Kart 8. I know T was distracted. I changed out the
Oh, yeah,
poster.
what?
I had Skyward.
I
I'm like,
noticed
why
that
do I have a
poster,
Skyward
yeah.
Sword poster? It's not even
Oh, yeah, I
like
would've noticed
top
that
3
anyway.
Zelda,
Not even
games.
look at your wall.
And I've had it up
Every
for-
time I saw that poster,
Because the poster
man, it's
still
like,
the poster still looks nice regardless.
It is a
of how you
good looking
feel.
poster. But I was watching some of my old videos. I'm like, man, I have the exact same poster still from 2014,
2015.
2015,
Yeah.
But anyway, Game Awards happened, and
No,
I was listening to it through Terrell's stream for the first hour or so. And then if I heard something, juice, then I would watch. I was working on doing some
yeah,
trim.
I think it was twice. It was Hellblade and Fuck, what was the other one?
I don't know if you did it for a Plague Tale or something else.
It was something you. God, it was. I knew Hellblade 2 was one of them, and I don't remember what the other one was. Oh, I think I did it because Returnal won an award or something. I think that's why I did.
So I was listening to you fools, and I gotta say, I don't remember who it was. Either he's just so full of shit, or he's just really an asshole. The dude said he has a PS5 that's still boxed, he's not using, just so he could keep one person who wanted one from getting it.
Bruh.
So I think he's just absolutely full of shit, because if you have out a PS5, you're gonna fucking play it. I'm sorry.
That's nonsense.
I think he's just talking. I think he's just talking shit.
No, what the fuck?
I hope so.
Especially if has any PlayStation 4 library at all. I mean, you're not.
He does not. He literally only plays Nintendo and Xbox.
No, then he doesn't have one. I don't believe it. That's just fucking. If it's true, it's just fucking sad. But
I know he's a fucking dickhead. No, don't get it twisted. He's a dickhead.
And that's just irresponsible with money too. If that.
Hey, look.
Anyway,
it ain't my money.
So the Game Awards, I didn't have to sit through the trash. So I heard somebody was talking about a trailer, so I'd watch, and then I flipped to Susie, the Spear Hunter, when Maggie Robinson won for Best Performance, because she's a huge Resident Evil fan. I watched her for a while, and then Girlfriend Reviews for a little bit. So for me, it was just entertaining, listen to people react and shit talk, and so I didn't have to sit through the show. So I couldn't really judge the show. It felt like it was okay this year, but I've heard enough people say it was trash that I believe them.
It was too fucking long. My problem.
I gave up by 11 o'clock. I just went to bed. I don't even care.
That shit three and a half hours or some shit.
Four.
It's stupid.
That's insane.
Let me ask you,
and here's the kicker. Last year was like normal. It was like 2 hours or something.
I think it was 3 last year.
What do you think you are, a Zack Snyder film? Get that shit out.
Let me ask you, Terrell. Because, like I said, I wasn't even looking at a screen for most of it.
Yeah.
Do you think? I kind of have this theory now. Do you think, like, when he announced a world premiere for was it obvious, like, everybody was there? Or did they cut to, like, I'm just wondering, is he making all these celebrities and people sit through all these trailers? Or
there are celebrities there. Like, there are certain crowd shots where you can see that there are people, in fact, in the crowds. But even then, and that's what made it worse, because in certain scenes, you can see people with their hands on there like this.
Yeah, because I mean, you got the dude from Breaking Bad who's in Far Cry 6 sitting there. He's a well-respected actor, great actor.
Yeah, Giancarlo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You telling me he's sitting through 20 minutes of fucking trailers and shit, like in between awards? Like, really? I don't know.
He's also in Mandalorian, which is phenomenal.
I still have to watch that.
The biggest problem, and it's always been a problem with the Game Awards, but I feel like this year was another one of those, like, holy shit, can we not do this? Like, can we not have this go on for 3 to 4 hours or some shit? And it just kept going.
Well,
and the problem is, it diminished the term world premiere as things kept going. Like, you would hear world premiere in the beginning, you get all excited because you're like, oh shit, world premiere. That means you better get something.
It says
cool.
it for every trailer, even if it's a game we've already seen, but this is a new trailer.
The trailer is new, so that's a world
stupid
trailer. That's some bullshit.
Did he do it before the Horizon, which was basically like, we know you guys want this game. Here's quick little snippets of some bosses and some different animals.
And like, we were by the end of it, I'm like, dude, if you don't
Zero Dawn,
Forbidden West,
Horizon Forbidden West.
It showed some cool stuff, but it was like it was just one of those, like, almost like a launch trailer. Like, I mean, the game's 2 months, just under 2 months away. So
you think you would have a lot more? We haven't had really shit on that game.
Yeah, considering
coming out.
Well, they're showed on Twitter, on their Guerrilla's Twitter, they've showed a couple clips of some really cool looking
That's surprising.
gameplay.
They blew out the first one. I'm surprised I haven't showed much on
We
this.
have the same thing with Forza. I think a lot more companies these days are doing what Nintendo is doing, and they're showing shit when they actually fucking have it, and not like 5 years in advance. I think more
All right, but the
companies are
game was
trying to
coming
do
out in
that.
2 months.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you
No,
got something
but
on
that
it.
was
Yeah,
the
that's
same,
the
I
But
think,
best
with
Sony-
Forza, wasn't that? Like a month before was the first time you saw gameplay of Forza, I think.
Yeah, but Forza is
No.
Forza. Like it's
Yeah,
car. I
Forza-
mean,
You
that's
can
different.
drag that out, yeah, because
Yeah.
we know what that game
Well,
is.
because
You know what it is. You know what it is going in.
like I was
Yeah.
saying
Horizon is something different. You know.
for like a Plague Tale, like that was the highlight of the whole. I didn't watch the show, but of all the trailers, because it showed me, you know, we're continuing the story. You know, this is definitely a ninth gen game only. Here's what the world, you're gonna have bigger environments. It looks like, you know, a nice leap visually, but here's some brand new gameplay. Now you have a crossbow. Now you can sneak up and stab people in the neck. You know, I seen enough in that 30 seconds where I'm like, yeah, that's what I need to see. Horizon's the same way. I want to see the new stuff, which they did on Twitter, not so much in that trailer, but you know, I want to see that you know, you can jump over, or she climbs up, which they kind of showed the first time. But some of the issues with the first game, I want to see that, hey, we're going to evolve this aspect, we're going to improve this aspect. That's the kind of stuff for a sequel I'm looking for in a trailer.
Right.
Especially after it's already been
continuing
shown.
with cauldrons? Is that going to continue to be a thing? Is it going to be like dungeons with, you know, Zelda? Is that going to be a
I mean, they already had a state of
carryover?
play on the damn game, and we don't know those answers. But
yeah.
there's been some pretty cool looking clips, and it's that one of them was from that, was it Sunny Legend or whatever? He makes really epic. He takes any game and makes some super epic camera. I don't know if he fights with holding the right stick so that the camera's in a perfect spot. I don't know how he does it. He did a couple clips for them for the New Horizon, and it was incredible. It almost looked like just cutscenes. I'm like, that's how good that guy is at making shit look amazing cinematic. But that's the kind of stuff I want to see, like in a trailer, unless it's the reveal. Like I'm perfectly fine with like when they announced Hellblade's getting a sequel, because there's no guarantee they were going to make a sequel. If you played the game, there's really, you know, I don't know.
How did you feel about that footage, by the way?
That was not what I was looking for.
Yeah, you said some stuff in the chat like, oh,
It looked like an
slow running
Insomniac
back or
trailer.
something.
That's like something Insomniac would have done.
For what?
For
Hellblade
Hellblade.
2.
Oh yeah, they didn't show shit.
It's just like running at the camera. It's all scripted. Like, are you even pressing a button when she throws that spear? The camera turns. Even if you are, it's like there's nothing.
Like, I don't what is the point of that?
Exactly. Like
game, like we don't get nothing out of it as people who played the original game. So, and the game's not coming out soon.
no, they didn't give a
Why
year.
show this?
Yeah,
shit?
they
Like,
didn't give any type of date or year for them.
Well, it's been
why
two-
even showed it? Who is this? How is this benefiting the game at all? That's what I don't understand.
Go to the Xbox and check the trailer and watch the comments, and you'll see what I've been. I can't believe that was gameplay. Oh my god, that looks amazing. That's definitely the game of the year. Like like people
Fucking casuals.
exactly.
It ruined everything. God damn it.
I mean, okay, I like that. It let me know that, hey, it's probably still all in her head, but you know, you're taking on this giant human-looking thing. That's cool, but the gameplay part was her slow run. You know, it's a light jog is the run in the first game, and you can tell that you have to do that with a controller for about 20 seconds, and then it kicks into the cutscene, and then you're running at the camera. It's like Uncharted. Or something Insomniac would show in a trailer, like for Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Show me the fucking game. I don't need to see all this fancy shit.
The first game was basically an indie game. You know, like it had you know, it was very ambitious visually and all that kind of stuff. But gameplay wise, it was pretty contained. So if you had showed me like, oh look how the gameplay's
I want to see
opening
the
up.
combat. I want to see where they're taking the combat.
Like that would be interesting. But you didn't show shit. Like who is this supposed to like?
Here,
I guess
I'm gonna go to that trailer, and I'm gonna just read like the first 15 comments, because I checked it the day after, and it was all like, I can't believe that was gameplay.
I couldn't believe that was real gameplay, man. Look, holy shit! I thought that was like real life shit. This dude, like,
Stupid ass.
dude, like,
I mean,
it's
it
like,
looks
come on, it's
visually.
like,
It's
he's already like being such a.
we know
like, don't pull
visually
that
the
shit
game's
at
gonna
Jill,
look
but like,
amazing. Like no question
Yeah,
about it.
that means nothing to me. That it looks
but
good.
you can see that it's gameplay. If you play video games, there's certain tells, but the way they move or the way certain graphics react, whatever. Even the Matrix thing, like, yeah, it looks borderline real life, but you can still there's a lot of tells. Like, dude, you can see it's a video game. Like the same thing like this, like, dude, we have games that now almost look still better. You're not telling me that you don't believe that's gameplay. Come on.
All right, I guess
Yeah, I don't
Xbox doesn't have the
I don't
trailer.
understand gamers today.
I guess
That's even
all right,
weird.
we'll check IGN's. All right, so Hellblade
You
1,
can't spell
Sega
ignorant
trapped in a room.
with
Hellblade
IGN,
2,
baby.
demons trapped in a room with Senua. That one's funny.
What was it?
Hellblade 1, Senua's trapped in a room full of demons. Hellblade 2, demons trapped in a room with Senua. It's kind of like the
No, I see what they did there.
from what's that movie? Watchmen with
Yeah.
forget his name. So I can't find. Let's see.
You're talking about
I just finished
Rorschach.
Hellblade. Okay, yeah, Rorschach. This is awesome. I just beat the first game.
I love that. That was a great line because I was like, that got the juices flowing there. I was like, oh shit, you gonna fuck y'all up. He said, you're trapped in here with me. I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
sorry, that
That
was
is
the
a hard
20.
line.
That's
That's
I'm reading the
a hard
2019. I was reading the 2019 trailer. Where the fuck's the?
You're probably gonna have to do it by date.
This is the whole
Just
Game
do
Awards.
filter on the last.
Oh, it's
do
gotta be the
filter.
GameSpot.
one, right? Yeah.
Okay, this one. Okay, this is the right date. Let's see what people are saying.
Yeah, it's gotta be GameSpot.
Soundtrack's gonna be phenomenal. First game was one of the most impactful games. God, I'm super hyped. Makes me want to go back. Looks incredible. First one, most impactful game ever played. Looking forward to this. Looks amazing. Can't believe that's the actual graphics. I applaud it if it's true. So cinematic. Everything about this game is going to be epic. Where the fuck did I see the one where maybe it was on Twitter where everyone's like, I can't believe that was gameplay. That's so amazing.
Just looking for that comment to fit
Seriously,
his
a
narrative.
small detail when they set the track too early. Incredible, amazing looking. I'll pre-order as soon as possible. Her
I'm gonna get my narrative game.
Either way, though,
Pre-order for what?
no one's
More
saying
fucking
like,
casual.
where was the gameplay?
Pre-order.
Where was the gameplay? You know,
Pre-order.
that's what I was thinking when I was watching. Like, where the fuck's the gameplay?
You gonna pre-order that shit a year and a half, 2 years early? What the fuck? What?
I don't see what the
Why?
problem is. T.
Stupid asses.
How do I get
That's why
rid of this?
games release all broken and shit.
How the
Dude,
fuck
we got our money already. Fuck
See
them.
me that dude in the game wars just throwing an egg at the fucking audience.
I can't get him. I can't rid of it.
Fucking idiots. Hate y'all. That's why I
Fine.
can't have nothing nice.
You assholes are ruining gaming, you fucks.
But it's like, it's been 2 years since I can't believe it's been 2 years since they announced that game. I feel like they probably felt like they
Damn,
had
it
to show
has it?
something. But god damn, it's like,
Yeah, it has been 2
Metroid
years.
Prime.
Listen,
because
listen.
I made a video.
Shit, Megami me Tensei 5.
At least that's
It
out.
came
5
out.
years for that bitch to come out.
At least it's out. At least it's out.
Back in 2017 or 18, I made a video and I was talking about how Hellblade's combat is great, but the foundation's great, but I want to see how they're going to evolve it because it's simplistic, but it's still very fun to play, and it gets deeper the further you get. It's got some hidden depth towards the end of the game. Once you get this different sword, you can charge it.
I gotta finish that fucking
Then you
game.
can roll. You can dodge attacks and auto. There's some cool stuff you can do, but it's still fairly basic. It's not like Heavenly Sword or Bayonet or anything. And I don't think it needs to go to that extent. But I'm really excited and hopeful that they're gonna expand the combat and take it in a good direction. And that's what I'm most looking forward to for that game.
I will say the two trailers that excited me the most.
I know both of them.
One of them was they finally fucking showed off.
Why
the
do I need
Cuphead
to steal
deal.
your power?
Oh, you're talking about Sonic. I was gonna say that for later. So first things first, I finally got my Cuphead trailer. I got my Cuphead DLC trailer, and I got a fucking release date for that bitch. I'm excited because I'm like, Jesus Christ, you guys, you dragged this out for years. I thought this bitch was just dead or some shit. God,
I'm afraid for that one because that one looks small. I don't know what they're planning with it, but it seemed like every area is really small.
Hey, listen, hey, Retro, do I come to your house and fuck up your room? All right, why don't you let me have this? All right.
But like the only like, let's be honest though, like it seemed cool and it's exciting, but like it's small and they showed like 3 bosses.
It's not as exciting as a Happy Home Designer DLC.
Look, all right. We'll move on. Listen, we're gonna move on from that.
Without you saying the name, I just want to shut the fuck up. That was you during the other one. I'm guessing.
I always do that.
Shut the fuck up. Anytime a Sonic trailer comes on and he's on a group podcast, shut the fuck up. He's always just like super serious.
Because listen, everybody runs their fucking mouth. Everyone runs their fucking mouth, and I can't.
Real serious when Sonic.
So I'm gonna tell you this: we got 2 Sonic trailers. We got the game and the movie. And the movie out was like the most exciting fucking thing.
That was so good though. That was
the Sonic thing looks intriguing, but I don't trust Sega right now. So that's in the.
I want to believe.
You didn't trust that Sonic Boom trailer where they showed environments looking all good and pretty.
Exactly. It's in the pocket of I don't trust you, so it's staying right here until you fucking show me something else to get excited about. The only good news I heard though is they got the Sonic Archie comics writer to write the fucking story, which means I don't have to deal with a bunch of bullshit ass, shitty dialogue and weird handling of characters. But it's still in that pocket. I'll need to wait and see how that game is before I say anything. But the movie, sir.
The thing about the game trailer to me is that
made me tear up.
That is the hardest. That Knuckles line is one of the hardest things I've seen in a while. And look, and 100% props to Idris Elba. That man was on some shit. Listen, all right, let me chill at home. So the reason why I'm excited for the trailer, especially considering I was pretty mad on the first movie, is that they've decided to add way more elements from the games. There's even a couple references to other games in it, like at the beginning of the trailer, where he's like, "Hey, this is happening. If you play Sonic Adventure, that's literally how Sonic Adventure fucking starts." Now it doesn't go in the same direction, but it's a nice callback. They bring back things like the Master Emerald. Jim Carrey is rocking the full Robotnik stash. I'm like, all right. You see Tails. I'm surprised that the voice actress for Tails is the same one that's from the games. I didn't think.
I knew it. It sounded amazing. It sounded exactly like it. I was wondering about that.
See, and then like and then using like Chaos Emeralds and shit. I'm like, let's go.
Right. All right. Chaos Emeralds.
They
are actually listening to fans.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Now listen, I'm gonna be real.
The way they thanked people in the beginning of that trailer, like, look, we listened.
Even the damn robots look like the ones from Sonic 1. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is the coloring. The coloring, they're all white. I don't like that shit. That's like so that's the fucking showing me the emeralds. That's so good. I'm so fucking
it's really good.
That Knuckles thing, like, is so badass.
It's so hard.
Just imagine if the fans didn't have them change Sonic back in the day.
Yeah.
What would Tails look like? That movie wouldn't even be getting a sequel.
Memes like that, it's so good.
And the one straight up Foxx, like a realistic looking Foxx.
And the one thing about, and I will say the one other thing about Knuckles that geeks me out is that if you play like the first few Sonic games, the ones everyone loves, Sonic 3, that's kind of the premise where Eggman tricks Knuckles into thinking that Sonic is the bad guy. So he inherently goes against Sonic through the entirety of Sonic 3 until he realizes towards the end, like, oh, I got fucking tricked. Nice job, Knucklehead. This scene right here.
So good. It's so good.
And it's such a good render of Knuckles, yo!
You know, the worst part of this movie is going to be everything outside of Robotnik's and the CG characters. The human side story, I already tell you, is going to be...
Oh, no. You're right. You're right, and that was like
James. It doesn't have to be.
James Marston or whatever.
It's not automatic for me.
Listen. This was gonna happen regardless. You know why? Because in a movie with Sonic the fucking Hedgehog, the thing I care the least about is things that don't relate to Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. You got these humans in the goddamn.
So was
background.
there another? I mean, not to interrupt you, but was there another game trailer that you were talking about, or were you talking about something? You said there was 2 trailers.
Oh no, I was talking about Sonic and then Cuphead.
But Terrell, you know why they have the human characters and all that shit, right?
Why?
It goes back to what I was saying early.
Right.
Fucking casuals. That's why they have that shit. Because casuals are not gonna be. They had to have somebody they can relate to. They can't relate to no fucking flying fox or some weird hedgehog cat thing. They have to have human characters who are terrible to relate to. Because yeah, we can all as Sonic fans go and watch this movie and it was still fucking bomb. You got to get the casual audience to get in there too, and so they got to throw a bone to the fucking casuals, you know. So
I guess
that's why.
Listen.
For you.
I'll give them credit. You added all this other shit. I'll put up with the humans.
Right.
Put up with the humans.
We just got to put up with the human bullshit.
But if you've added all this cool references to the games, the renders for the characters look good. Jim Carrey was goated the first time around, so I don't have any concerns about him the second time around. If I gotta put up with some bullshit human side story in the background, whatever, fine.
So, Terrell, do you think with everything you've seen now from this trailer, do you expect to maybe see characters from the games and shit that they just haven't showed? Like they're keeping something like big?
Listen, the problem with
didn't something big already leak?
What? Wait, what leaked?
A certain character. I don't even want to say it because I don't want.
Okay, so here's my thing with Sonic, and this is the issue with Sonic and his characters in general. At a certain point, you can go only a certain tier when it comes to his characters. Before fans are like, all right, you've added too many characters. I don't want to see such and such show his ass up here. We don't need to see Big.
I don't want to see Biggs the cat.
All right. Look. The only of the group we got now, the only other character you can get away with, and I think people would be fine with, is Amy. I think
that's what I was saying.
That's what I was thinking too.
Amy, I think
her voice is in the trailer, and they fucking changed it. Yeah, I think it was a leak. I think it was a mistake.
That's fine. If it's Amy, I'm fine with. But
I think she's in it.
But if you start playing that
Terrell spoiled it. Wasn't me, y'all. It was Terrell.
I didn't even know about that. I'm just saying for me personally, Amy's about it, and then you get in the scary territory when you start fucking with like chaotix and fucking like shadow. Like you need
don't go too far.
No,
don't shadow. No, don't do that.
Relax. And listen, I like Shadow Rouge and E1 Omega.
Yeah.
But like I recognize that's the shit that kind of the fan base kind of went like dropped off a cliff with.
I think adding Shadow is a bad idea simply for the fact that you have Knuckles established as a bad guy in this one. Right. You don't want to double down on the same thing.
If you're gonna add Shadow, he needs his own. You got him in the third movie. You don't do him in the
Tell that to Sony with their Spider-Man movies with having too many villains.
I'm actually really excited for that shit though. But I'm a fanboy out of that kind of shit.
You know who else was really excited? Jamie Foxx when they told him he had a chance to fix or get a second chance. Yeah,
that doesn't
Thank God,
he's not blue anymore.
Ooh.
Well, because the problem is that Jamie Foxx isn't a bad actor. That was just a bad direction for the character.
Yeah, it was just.
And William Dafoe hasn't aged a day since.
That dude does not age. Yeah. He looks the same as he does in
let that man
years
just
ago.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I see you showing the game.
I'm just showing different trailers.
I
I
wanted to talk about that quickly because I don't know if we're going to move on from it or not. The thing with the Sonic game for me is that the way they're showing it to me is like they're pretending, look, these are the worlds and the levels you'll be running through, you know? Like we talked about it a few podcasts ago, like how Sonic should be open in an open world, how he could run around, how that would work. And the way they're showing this to me is like, look, this is the world, there you can run. It's like Terrell said, like, I'm so afraid, like, is it really what it's going to look like? And I'm the guy who always says everything can run on the Switch.
Breath of the Wild Sonic right here.
This was going to come to Switch. I'm like, I don't think it's going to look like that, man. If it's on the Switch.
Oh no, it's not. No.
So,
don't get it twisted. It will not look like this if it comes on Switch.
I'm not saying it's going to be a good game, but this looks like, hey, you can go here. You can. I don't think you can see my mouse.
I'll say this. It looks promising only because they're not limiting themselves to the same fucking gameplay style they've been using for like the last decade. Like I appreciate them. My thing is that I like Sonic Team to take risks, But I also want them to lock down a fucking game.
But then they also don't show any like Sonic actually moving through this environment. So.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want it to be this open and to be able to go fucking fast. Like, come on, it's not that hard to do. Other games have done it before.
My issue is more so what am I doing?
It looks promising for sure.
Because you can't just you show me a bunch of open worlds, cool, but there's no enemies, there's no like defining.
Maybe you have dungeons and you need to collect emeralds in them.
All right, listen.
Or maybe you know what it made me kind of think about? It made me think about the Hyrule Field shit from Sonic Lost World and shit.
Yeah,
that's actually not. Yeah, that would be. That's a good.
You can still have this world and skip. You know, like you have shrines in Breath of the Wild. You can still have gateways to other closed off levels and shit.
Right.
But just that freedom to run around, like that was just needed, so that you're actually feeling like you're running and you're not like on a rail.
And I wouldn't mind if I could slow down if I want to, and
yeah, exactly.
I don't need to just be going fast.
Slow down, Sonic, and slow down.
I want to be able to do some skillful platforming or some exploration.
You ain't gonna get no skillful platforming.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it almost looks like the Bowser's Fury kind of layout where you see all the stuff in the distance.
Too.
Yeah, but like I said, you gonna have to show me more footage before I'm out here getting too damn excited.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get too excited over that shit.
I mean, this date that they set is the end of the year, so I'm feeling they're pumping a lot of shit into this.
Sonic's last 3D game was Forces. Was it Forces?
That was 2017 or 18?
I think it was Forces.
Was it considered a 3D game?
Because I mean, they came out with like the race. All right, so they came out with the racing game, but the last 3D Sonic game that actually was like platforming, I think, was Forces, which would have been it'll be about 5 years. So if you're gonna wait that long, cool.
2017, wasn't it?
God, this
2017.
Looks trash. Why is this quality look so?
So if you're gonna do that, I'm like, cool.
Right, retro 2017.
Oh God. August, January, June. Well, all I'm saying is that if that's what they're gonna do, you've had 5 years and you haven't really made it like a mainline game, except for that racing game, which isn't really the same thing. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
You gave yourself enough time. You get 5 years. I think it's fine. All right. I need you not to fuck this up.
I need to see 5 years worth of work though.
Yeah, I don't want you to fuck this up.
2 years we just really started working.
I need gameplay footage. You can't just fucking put out.
Yeah, exactly. Because from what I'm seeing now, it's like what we talked about, what we wanted, but at the end, it's like what Terrell said, like, you know, but they screwed us over in the past with Sonic Trails and that kind of stuff. So it's like,
yeah, like Sonic Boom is like, Unreal Engine, and they show these great looking environments and get all excited and coming to Wii U. I was like,
the game was ass.
Yeah,
but
this is different because this is what I've been asking for in a 3D Sonic. It looks like when that one couple shots, like, all right, just give me a bunch of stuff in a bigger, wider, open area. I don't want to just be on a set path where I can go middle, left, and right, auto jump, auto attack. You know,
exactly.
Level.
Oh, even though do me a favor and bring back the Chow Garden motherfuckers.
Listen.
You can hide.
We can't even listen. We're struggling to get we're struggling to get the core gameplay right. All right.
Yeah. I know.
You try, but if you have, I agree with you. If you have an open world like this, so much space, you should bring back shit to fill it.
No. Listen.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I understand your point, and like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic, especially when I found out you got people who've been writing for Sonic in the comics for years. I'm like, okay, we're not going to get no dumbass story bullshit. You've had 5 years to work on the game engine, so I think we're good as far as that's concerned. I literally just need to see gameplay.
Do you think it's going to be cloud-based on Switch or running?
Probably.
Oh, that could be. That could actually very well be.
It probably.
I can believe it can look like that.
Immortals runs on the Switch, technically.
It's either going to be severely hampered or it's going to be like cloud. If it looks like
I'm gonna get it on PlayStation 4 anyway because I want those trophies.
Nah, I'm probably gonna get it on PC.
What do you think? Holiday next year, or
probably?
I think that's what they're aiming for. I think they said end of the year. I think something.
Yeah,
like that.
They said like it's like holiday. It's like holiday 2022.
So, What else was there at the Game Awards?
Fuck.
Well, I do want to give a shout out. I mentioned her. The highlight of Resident Evil Village was Lady Dimitrescu, or however you say that. That was definitely that whole section. Her character, you know, the 1/4 of the game. That was definitely the highlight of the game. So I was happy to see her win, even though I didn't play any of the other games. So I can't say who deserved it or didn't deserve it.
Why did you say her win? I don't get. What was the award done?
She won
Best
I think,
performance.
best performance.
Oh, okay, okay.
And that seems to be the one or two awards every year where the winner doesn't know. Because Hellblade, shit, I just seen her freaking name. She won, and she didn't know, and she gave a good speech. And then Maggie didn't. She seemed shocked. She definitely wore a dress to get people's attention. She said it was the scariest.
Yes,
walk.
sir.
Everybody
Yes, sir.
took notice, men and women alike. But that was a genuine moment of somebody winning. Was just like really excited and thankful, and it was it just like in previous years, unless it's like an established, I don't know, somebody like she was a first-time voice actor, and Milena from Hellblade was a first-time voice actor.
Can we get more of that shit and less
So
commercials?
my point is, there's probably other developers and stuff. If like the team Kana won for what it win art direction, or
Yeah, I think
it won
no,
something.
it was one thing where I felt like Psychonauts 2 should have won. I'm trying to think what it was.
I want to say it was
might have
art
been
direction.
I don't think
Now
it was
I
art
was listening to you guys, but it felt like they went up and gave a speech. That was another award, but I gotta call out fucking something, and then I've heard other people saying it, but I was thinking it that fucking night.
What?
One of the things, even back when I was the biggest Nintendo Defender fanboy, that always bugged me about them at whether it was an award show or even like Sakurai talking about Smash, they always fucking got to make a commercial out of it. They always got to make it into an ad trying to sell you shit. And Doug Bowser accepting the award for Metroid Dread was so insulting and so fucking pathetic. And then
Oh, he did do that. You're right.
Mercury Steam, somebody had to have been there. Couldn't, you know, and it was Reggie before. They won an award for like best family game, and he'd just be standing there already. He already knew he won and gave like this bullshit, no emotion speech. I've been a okay fan about Doug Bowser. He's was head of marketing. I feel he's done a great job with the marketing side. That made me not like him watching that. There was nothing about him talking up there that was.
He did do that.
It represented everything wrong with the Game Awards, in my opinion. It was
Why
just
you
corporate.
mad at him? But
I saw
what the
that.
Game Awards is. You gotta accept that shit, man.
Yeah, but I
Oh, that's
saw that
Nintendo.
speech.
That was Nintendo's decision
The
to
problem
accept
isn't
it that
even
way.
just that speech. It was a bad speech.
It
He's
was
like,
a bad speech.
Metroid Dread. What was it? Metroid Dread is like it
He
won
went to
like
go- he
action
went-
adventure, and it is action, and it is adventure. It's like, what is that speech?
He went into like the fucking Google description of the game.
And then it turned into a sales
yeah.
pitch.
And
it
then
was
like promote it like we hadn't, like you just won the award and you know it sold well. The fuck are you doing? Like damn.
they do that shit with the Smash Brother. I don't know if it was at E3 or at a Game Awards or just Sakurai Presents it. There's moments that they just turn, like even at the Treehouse shit, like they just turn it into like this scripted fucking generic ad, like sales pitch shit.
Now here's my thing. I understand that to a degree. That's just gonna happen. It doesn't make me like it anymore. But like I do understand that is the nature of the business, and sometimes that's just what we're gonna get.
That's
But
the
I
nature
agree.
of the Game Awards.
But that's
I was literally
Game Awards
Nintendo
is
though.
like-
I was going to say that.
Nintendo's the only one that puts a CEO up there to accept the award, not one of the developers. Like,
Well, to be fair, I don't think there was
The whole
anything-
Game Awards is a big
Who
commercial.
they
That's why I
gonna
don't
put
watch
up
anymore.
there that anybody would even recognize? We barely recognize.
you don't have
His
to.
monkey ass.
I want like the guys that I want to see somebody who worked hard in the game get emotional talking about it. Like,
Yeah, I understand that, but that's not what the Game Awards
Yeah.
is, bro. That's what we want it to
you're
be.
blaming the game where I think that's Nintendo. They would do
What
it
are you
no matter
talking about?
what.
It's a 3.5-hour commercial.
But
yeah, I'm
it is,
blaming the
yeah.
Game
Nintendo
Awards.
would do that whether everyone else went up there and was passionate about accepting an award. They'd still send their Reggie or Doug Bowser up there. I strongly believe that. I don't.
What
think,
I'm saying,
Yeah, and
But
I'm saying is, it's what the show is. It's a giant fucking commercial.
yeah, but I'm saying if it wasn't a commercial, I feel Nintendo would still make it a commercial. I just don't.
I don't know. I don't know if I mean, that's just you're just guessing then.
Yeah, but everyone else,
I'm telling you what is.
all the other awards, at least that people from the studio went up and accepted the award. Like no one else had, like Phil Spencer wouldn't go up and accept award if Psychonauts 2 won or something. I just don't see that happening.
Because, well, Nintendo's a monolith. You know, like it's just everything's channeled through one to three people.
I know that's
just
saying.
How they work.
It just really was. It rubbed me the wrong way. I just didn't like that. They had I mean, what the one exception was Breath of the Wild. When Breath of the Wild won, they let the actual director, not Aonuma, when it won Game of the Year, they actually let the director go up and some of his team. But some of the other awards, it was Aonuma every time. Like he's the producer, which is still a high position, but the director's the guy. You know, Aonuma just oversees all the Zelda stuff. So they actually let the director go up and accept the Game of the Year that year when it won. And it was nice, you know, like I've never seen that guy before. I didn't even know they had a different, I thought Aonuma was the director, honestly, until that. So, I don't know, for me that was just, I mean, Nintendo didn't have any presence, which I appreciate because I don't think they should give the Game Awards. Sony and Microsoft really didn't have much of a presence. It was almost all third parties.
Yeah,
what about the fact that Nintendo couldn't even win the Nintendo award?
That just blew my fucking mind. Yo.
But that goes to what I was trying to say a few weeks ago. If a game is in the Game of the Year,
you were gonna bring that shit up.
Game of the Year category, and it's also in a subcategory, you should already know that that's going to win. How the hell would It Takes Two not win? Unless you can debate that it wasn't as good of a family game, I guess that would be.
That's some bullshit. It should
have. The family category should just not exist. We all know it's the Nintendo category.
Exactly.
And the stupid thing about it is like we said, you have fucking Pokemon Snap in there, you know. And then a Mario Party, like if you have Mario Party, put it in multiplayer. Why is that on a multiplayer? You know, but then you put everything.
It Takes Two is not a family game either. It's
about a family and dysfunction.
Themes and shit going on.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, they should just have best.
I do think
It Takes Two it's a family game because you can play it with your brother. I mean, that don't make it a family.
But that's what you're right.
Let me ask.
It Takes Two is not just a random multiplayer. The whole point of it is two people are basically playing a completely different game at the same time, and it's about communication. It is the essence for me of a family game, of making people communicate and being together and that kind of
people
shit.
Go home.
Well, let me ask this: were the other games all multiplayer? Is there any single-player games in Best Family Game?
In there. Fuck off.
Family game is some E for everyone. Corny ass bullshit.
Yeah, because Pokemon Snap is a single-player game. You can't play that game multiplayer.
So how is that a family game?
How is that exactly?
The category itself just should not exist, and
category,
has always been an excuse to give Nintendo an award because Nintendo's not worthy of winning other awards.
Right? Because they couldn't win anything else, which is bullshit.
I'm surprised they gave Metroid Dread action.
Well,
adventure.
The competition was pathetic in that category. Like, wasn't it action game or was it action adventure?
I thought it was action adventure.
Like Breath of the Wild.
Action was Returnal.
It couldn't have been ignored.
Yeah, Action was Returnal.
Returnal had no competition. There was no other game you could even.
How is there an action and an action adventure? That's weird.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the exact same thing. That's like having. I mean, I like having sports and racing be different things. It's like, I don't know, man.
I see a difference, but
sports and racing.
Because Zelda's an action adventure game.
Forza and fucking NBA 2K shouldn't be in the same goddamn category. That's just dumb.
So it's like
they also had like weird choices for certain genres, like Deathloop. Oh, that's what it was. Deathloop won Best Art Direction.
Best Art Direction.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, bruh, how you?
I didn't think it had an art direction.
It won Best Art Direction.
How did it win art?
It won Best Art Direction in the same category as Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank,
and Kane.
Yeah, like what?
And
Psychonauts and Ratchet and Clank, it should have been one of them. Get that shit
and
out.
How was Cyberpunk not nominated for art direction? If you're going to nominate it for something, I would think that would be one of them because
it should have been nominated for art direction.
The fucking city itself went.
Yeah.
But how did I mean, it's just weird, but whatever.
I was legit thinking Psychonauts would have won Art Direction because
I thought it was going to win
the
it.
most
That's
messed
that's
up
the thing
shit, you know?
that was the thing I was annoyed with. I was like, why the fuck did you give that to Deathloop? Looks the most samey of all the games in the goddamn list.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Like,
rather
it
you.
could be, it
I
could
would
be a
rather
great
you.
game, but like visually,
would've-
it looks like everything.
Look,
Yeah,
I would rather.
yeah.
I would have rather you give it to Ratchet and Clank at that point. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Ratchet
agree.
and Clank. I would have been happy with Ratchet and Clank or Psychonauts. Either one.
Why don't
of
they
those
just
two.
make best looking game or something? You know, they they want that. Just make it best looking graphics or something.
well, I thought that's what art direction.
Is there no best graphics
Yeah.
category?
Isn't
No,
there a
there's not.
technical achievement one?
No, there's not.
There used to be.
There did used to be, but it
Yeah.
wasn't this year. I mean,
Okay.
Like, I don't know what they see as art direction, but to me, art direction is about the visual uniqueness of what
Yeah.
a game
Right.
is and that kind of
It's
stuff.
like-
and
there's nothing visually
I'm
Like
unique
Kirby's
about
Epic
that.
Yarn, or
Yeah.
Deathloop.
Yeah, exactly.
The gameplay is unique.
if Ori didn't win last year, that I don't remember if Ori and Will of the Wisp didn't win best art direction last year. I mean, that already is a
I think it
huge
did.
fail. But you know, it just getting back to what I was saying. It Takes Two wins Game of the Year. If it doesn't win the other category it's in, then what the fuck, you know? Like, I know that they're voting each category separately, not thinking about the bigger picture.
I'll say it again.
oh, by
Yeah,
the way,
you can
it
win
also
best-
won. It also won best multiplayer, which kind of throws me off when you have. I don't understand.
Well, you can only
multiplayer.
play it multiplayer. It's not made
But
to
you
be
can only
played.
play it with one other person. You don't think multiplayer with one other person. You think
know-
multi people.
I think
multiple
more than
people.
one.
The main reason why that bothers me because because you have Monster Hunter Rise in the same category, you have Back for Blood in the same category, and even Knockout Cities in the same category. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if I would have given it Take Two, but I guess
I would
We're going by
compared to
Multiplayer
that
for me is
list.
as long as you're
that's a
two
lot.
player, it's multiplayer.
But I'm just glad that, you know,
Yeah, we get that.
it
We
lined
understand.
up with what I was saying. You
Yeah,
know?
we understand the technical definition from what we get it, but we also understand that when people think of multiplayer, they don't think of some two-player co-op game. They think of they think of some massively online game where a lot of people are playing, not just two people on a couch.
real quick, just out of curiosity, the most anticipated game is Elden Ring between that God of
Last
War.
2 years, ain't it?
Wait, Elden Ring won that?
Yeah, between
Yeah.
Breath
Elden
of
Ring,
Wild.
God of War, Horizon, Zelda, and Starfield.
I don't buy that for I can't
I don't
understand
either.
that a lot of
Really?
people are
That's
waiting
all I've
for
been
that.
hearing about.
A
is
lot
Elden
of
Ring.
people are waiting
Yeah,
for Elden Ring, but every Xbox and a mother wants to play the next Zelda. Don't give me that
It's
shit.
a loud minority.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those fucking games. Like, look, those are good games for people
This-
who like them.
I think
all
they
right?
sell a couple
But they
million.
don't sell like 20 million copies and shit. They come out, they have a niche group of people, a pretty large niche,
Couple million.
2, 3, 4 million. But that's
People-
not.
well, it's one of those
That shouldn't
things.
be the most anticipated game when you have a bunch of people in that little tiny group. You know.
What do they call it? It's like
That's
a dark,
ridiculous to me.
a something darling when it's like from software games. I feel like
Industry
Darling.
yeah, like a media,
Media
darling.
or-
That's what
Yeah.
everybody. Sekiro, everybody talked about one game of the year, and it's like, Elden Ring got leaked or revealed, and people have been talking about it for years, and then it gets shown, and I'm like, yeah, it looks good, but is it really? It's not like fucking 20 million people who played Breath of the Wild are looking forward to the sequel. Like, it's, I don't know. It's, and like Halo won Game of the Year fan vote, and it hadn't even come out yet. Like, how do you allow
that
a
was
game on
weird.
there that wasn't even fucking
That was
out?
so weird. That was so weird.
It's so
bro.
It's such bullshit.
That's just a
understand
popularity. That was just.
It's popularity contest.
The weird
That's
thing
all
is,
this shit is.
this is probably one of the more balanced years in terms of like.
That's why I don't trust It Takes Two. I'm sure it's a great game. I'm sure it's a really good game. I don't trust it. I just feel like it's one of those.
Well, I'll just say
bullshit. Arty picks.
I have to say though, I wasn't expecting it to win like at all. Everything
Oh, no.
else seems like
that's
an
what I
obvious
predicted,
choice.
though. By the way,
But I 100%
Jesus was right,
agree
by the
that
way.
It Takes Two deserves to win that award. A million.
What's
I've
that
heard-
indie
It deserves
platformer?
it.
The little fucking pixel art that was in Game of Year
oh,
a
Celeste.
couple years ago.
Oh, yeah,
Celeste.
Celeste.
To me, it feels like the Celeste of this year.
I don't know,
You
man.
know,
Everybody who's played It Takes Two
It
has
Takes
just said it's
Two
one of the
deserves
greatest.
it.
They said the same thing about Celeste. I'm not saying
A couple
Celeste was a great
people,
game too.
but I'm,
A lot of
like,
people love Celeste.
Here's the thing, though. Celeste is a standard platform, like there were a million, just to make it hard and that kind of shit. You know, the thing about It Takes Two is there's so much more into it, apart from the asymmetric multiplayer that you're doing. But on top of that, there's so much more to it. Like the fact, like you buy the game, it's made for two people, but like I can play it literally with any of you guys, you know, and you guys don't have to buy it, for example. There's so much more to it. The game design, visually, for an indie game and shit. I mean, Juice, like he's a graphic, so he would love that shit. And visually, it looks impressive and shit. No, but this is what it is. You know, it looks on all aspects. It deserves that from the soundtrack, the narrative. It just deserves the award. I wasn't expecting it to win at all because I agree that the Game Awards is like shilling to all the companies and shit. That's why I wasn't never expecting shit to win at all.
I just felt like
I expected it to win.
I will say Red Knight, Robert,
for cynical
Retro
reasons.
Death. I don't know if it was Robert or two. All said one of the best games I ever played. Girlfriend Reviews was talking about it as like one of the best experiences they've had. Like I'm not just talking about when it was with Celeste.
You're telling me this like I'm saying it was a bad game or something.
No, I'm just saying like with Celeste, it was like the IGNs, the GameSpots, those people. I didn't really know anybody personally saying, "Oh my God, this game is just amazing." You know, everyone got caught up in the story of Celeste. I think more than anything.
I'm not even saying it is the Celeste. I'm just saying it has that feeling. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
The thing with It Takes Two, like if you haven't played it, it's hard to understand it because it's not like the 3D world over and over. You know, like multiple levels. Every single level, each character gets a different gimmick. You never get the same gimmick, so one person has to do one thing. One person gets
tons of gameplay. I get it.
And then you work through it. But then the next level, it's completely different. You got a completely different gimmick, and it literally becomes a completely different game. And they keep doing that over and over. They keep reinventing the game itself. It never stops becoming a different game. And the way they do it, it just works. It is art. I'm sorry, it's art.
You don't have to sell me on the game. I told my son 2 months ago we were going to play this game. Like, you're not selling. I'm already going to play it.
I will just say it doesn't feel like the Celeste experience. For me, it doesn't feel the same.
I'll say this.
The hype.
I'll say this, even with my grievances.
Because Terrell and I were going to play it. We were even talking about playing it.
Yeah, we were going to talk about playing it. We can still fucking do that, by the way.
I want you guys to try that.
No. Here's my thing. Podcast. I will say this. Even with my grievances about who won certain awards aside, this has probably been one of the more balanced years, all things considered, of awards.
That's so weird, because I've heard such a spectrum of people. This is the worst. It's the worst paced.
Well, the show was paced, but I feel the awards. I feel like the awards were less controversial than past
the awards
years, as far as who won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the show itself is, I mean,
it's poorly based.
It's just so long. I didn't even see them.
But here's the thing: how many of those games do you think these judges actually fucking played? You think they played?
Well, Jeff Keighley played fucking nothing.
You think they played any of these fucking games?
He still had to go fucking Kojima in the goddamn awards.
Well, last year, half the people who worked on Death Stranding, not last year, 2019. The actors from Death Stranding? They got to vote. They didn't. They voted for what the new. Oh, Death Stranding. I was in that game. You know, like they even said that.
Right. Okay. Well, what else are you gonna do?
Why does Norman Reedus get a vote for all these categories? Like he doesn't know. He's just gonna vote for fucking Death Stranding. You know, it's just stupid. Like
the only thing I didn't like is that he still found a way to throw Kojima in the goddamn awards this year.
Yeah.
But it made
what do you
have
to do with that movie?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's a movie he's directing.
I don't think he's directing.
He's promoting a movie. He's not promoting like a game. It's just a fucking
Del Toro's movie.
Yeah, he wasn't directing it.
Of course.
No,
I think he's a producer.
He's a producer. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think he's one of the producers. I think he's like a.
These guys are all living in a shut together somewhere.
I'm so tired, bro. I'm tired of seeing this shit, yo.
This Hollywood buddies and buddies that are all.
Look, here's my thing. Listen, the Sonic movie gets a pass because that's a movie based off a video game, right?
Yeah.
This shit has nothing to do with a video game. This is just a movie trailer.
Well, Del Toro really likes video games, and he tried to make one, so it's so facto.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, look what they did with the Sting performance. Well, you know, Sting had a song and a TV show based on a video game, so that's why we got Sting performing. So you just got to put the dots together, and then you can see everything relates to gaming somehow.
Let's move on. Damn. God damn it.
Well, let's
It bums me the fuck out, yeah.
let's talk about, which I didn't see the presentation at the Game Awards, but the Matrix Awaken. What is it called? Is it
Awakens?
Unreal Engine
Unreal 5.
demo. I didn't know it was a playable demo. I saw people doing reactions to it, and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't a fucking game." You know, I saw the trailer, and I was like,
That's
"That
not
ain't
a
a
video
fucking
game.
game." That's just like a scripted. You can.
Is that why you was talking shit?
No, this is what I thought it was. Just
He had other reasons.
I thought it was just the car chase scene where you just hit a trigger and it shoots. You know, I didn't know you could walk around until afterwards. So I was like, that ain't real. You know, like that's. If that was a real game, that'd be sweet, but it still isn't a game, but it's definitely a good demonstration of what Unreal Engine, because I said, 50 to 70 people worked on that, so it wasn't a huge team.
That's not even a lot.
No. I mean, I watched the credits for Kana.
It's not a lot, but it's also a lot. You know?
Well, not when you
I know
got
what you're saying.
Watch Dogs Legion probably had 900 people.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that world isn't as impressive. So I mean,
but if you had an indie studio with 70 people, you could do some shit.
Yeah, but you know, and then once I found out you could download, that's cool. And I mean, it's impressive for sure. It's like
you got some space on your hard drive, goddammit.
It's only 25 gigs on PlayStation.
Hey, that was enough to make me have to delete some shit.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5 is 102 gigs on PC, so
Right.
I was like, oh, it's only 25, but it is.
Well, that's why I had to delete shit, because I had downloaded Forza, I downloaded Halo, I had no fucking room.
But T, you titled your video like, "How is this run on Switch?" But I didn't hear you talk about that.
He mentioned it in the beginning. He talked about it in the beginning.
I mean,
It was like
I
the
talked
first
about it a
thing he
little
said.
bit.
But
it was
there's no
mostly
way that
just
shit's
scroll.
running on Switch. There's just, I mean, the Series S version runs at 720p. Like, there's no fucking way.
Well,
the
I
Switch...
meant to say something about it, but I didn't. I should have. I forgot to.
I know
I was
they
just gonna say something quick about how the Switch is, he's got at least 4 more years, and and this is what the other guys are working.
They
with,
swear
so.
it's scalable, but basically, whatever the Switch version of Unreal Engine 5 is, it's going to be almost identical to what we have now, because Unreal Engine 4 on the Switch is almost identical to Unreal Engine 3. Like, it has a few graphic things it can do, but it's not like if they put Unreal Engine 5 on Switch, you're going to be like, oh my god, look at how good it looks. Like, it's still going to be super low res, if it even fucking...
It's like the competition is getting this, and we're
nothing
getting
you can do about the hardware.
GTA with like the hands and shit.
There's not... the ray tracing's not going to be there, the lighting's not going to be there, yeah. So...
Hey, come here, guys.
Oh, fuck
I was
you.
surprised how far you can drive in that game. I drove around for like 10 minutes. Like,
You can drive the entire fucking
it's
thing.
huge.
I mean,
The
it
driving
is
controls
huge.
are shit, but they're super
They're pretty
sensitive.
shitty, yeah.
And the camera in the car
Can you
is like,
just drive or can you shoot?
can
as
walk.
well?
Well, it
Is
depends
just
on what
walking
car you
driving?
drive. You
You
notice
can't
there's
drive.
different physics for different vehicles, right?
but still, they kind of have quite the lean when you turn to kind of like tip
Yeah.
in the camera kind of quickly. I got,
Sorry, Richard, what'd you say? I cut you off.
he was saying if you could shoot. No, you can't. You just
Oh,
walk
no.
around.
Yeah, I was asking if you could shoot or was it just drive?
You
Because
can
I
fly
didn't
around
see
the
end of your
camera.
video yet.
I went to the highest fucking building, and then went higher and looked. I mean, it was just I couldn't believe it let me go to the top of the sky. And there's scaffolding up there. There's details up there. I'm like, holy
The
shit.
detail is insane.
I will say though, the one thing, like I was saying in the chat, when I found out you could download, I was like, oh shit, I can't believe I'm about to see like these visuals on my, in person and control this camera. I mean, yeah, it looked great, but I feel like it wasn't quite up to what I was expecting. I don't know how else to describe it. It still looks amazing, but I wasn't as wowed as I thought I was going to be. I don't know. I just wasn't like, oh my god, I can't wait to show people this. It looks so good. Like, I don't know. I'm just... It's technically impressive, but I prefer
Jaded, man.
I prefer art style,
You
Damn.
had jaded graphics, ho.
Like I would honestly show Immortals on PS5 before the Matrix to
You know
people.
why? Because
Come on.
No, you know
Like,
why?
Yeah, and
that's
nobody
something
would care
old
about
me
it.
would
I
say.
know,
You know
but
why?
for me
You know why?
that
Casual
that
person
made
wouldn't
more
know
of an
that.
that had
Juice,
more
you
of
know
a
why
wow
you feel that
factor.
way? You know why you feel that way? Because fantastical worlds look more interesting than realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I think
That's true, 100%.
that's the case for me too.
Yeah, like if it was
And
like
also,
if
I
it was
will
like a
say,
Zelda demo, it looked like that. You'd be like, shit, that's
I will say,
insane.
Flight Simulator also kind of already hit that note for me, that super realism. So seeing it, I mean,
But it's not just about the real. It's about fucking the traffic patterns, the detail, all this shit going on at the same time, and you just kind of going through it. And there's hardly a glitch, or there's
it's
no
hardly popping, and it's
Yeah,
impressive.
That is fucking impressive.
And
to
if
me.
you toggle the super resolution, that's basically their version of DLSS. Shows you
Right.
what the native resolution looks like, and it's like night and day. It looks so much better. I wish they somebody would get a game out that uses it. I know Hellblade 2's using it, but it could be a couple years, because that was the first I think Flight Simulator was the first oh my god, this is a next gen game, even though it was on PC a year before on Xbox. This was the first time people were like, all right, that's a next gen game. It's a significant leap over PS4 games running on PS5. It's like, and that's just with a small team threw this together. What's I don't even know what studio to throw out there, because a lot of them have their own engines, but like, what's the ceiling for this engine? Is it just realism, or can we see like dense
Well, they showed fantasy shit from the other demo, right?
The one thing about that was both the other demos were just like rocks. It looked like the Grand Canyon type of thing with.
Yeah, they didn't really show like.
So we haven't
architecture
seen.
Wasn't that one game Unreal Engine 5? I forgot what it was called. Was it the PlayStation game where this chick who could fly, who had powers to shoot, and in the beginning of the demo she walks through
Yeah, that
this
was the demo.
cave?
That's what I was
Yeah,
talking
that's
about,
a demo. You could.
Yeah.
That was not released as playable, but
No.
again, that was just like realistic looking rock, like and sculptures. It's impressive as hell. But I want to see what somebody like. I can't think of a studio.
A fantasy world.
Like the team that did Kana. I think Kana runs on Unreal Engine 4, if I'm not mistaken. I'd like to see somebody with an eye like them. What's the ceiling for Unreal Engine 5 with some talented developers? That's what I'm excited about, because.
What's Nintendo gonna do with it? Nothing. Woo.
Oh, I can't wait for Yoshi's Crafty World 2, man.
World 2.
I'm looking forward to Crafty World 2 on the Switch 3.
Man, I was so sad with Craft World. I still didn't even finish it. It's so boring. I can't, man.
I got 3 hours in that game.
Yeah,
I can't force myself.
I forced myself to finish it, and trust me, it doesn't get any better. The last two,
you actually finished it.
There's 2 or 3 hard levels at the end that is very reminiscent of Woolly World. It's like, why isn't the whole game this? I think it's only 2 levels. These 2 levels are fucking great. Why did I just play all this bullshit, backtracking the dog levels that weren't
the
any
same
different?
levels 5 times in a goddamn
The
row.
music.
It reminds me of how I felt playing Yoshi's Story. But the thing about Yoshi's Story,
but it is like that. The gameplay, it is like that.
Yeah, the thing about Yoshi's Story though, it's super short, so you could beat that bitch in a sitting almost. You can't do that with Crafted World. So
yeah, I don't think Nintendo's gonna mess with Unreal Engine again on Switch. So here's the kind of the last thing. In Retro, in your video, you kind of talked about. I've noticed across the board the interest in video game content. Just looking at views, whether it's the podcast or a few Juice Opinions I did, or anybody's videos, it just feels like interest has gone way down. I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because it's just the Nintendo community, because the Switch has been out so long, and it's just like that hype will come back with the new system. But there's big games coming out still. But then you see the guys doing like accessories to the Switch, like Kevin Kenson, or he gets huge views, He just shows. He just reviews controllers and shows accessories. Wolf Den.
The most milk toast bullshit.
You know, yeah, they have high production value. They, you know, they have high quality cameras, good audio, good editing and stuff. But where's the? It just feels like what happened to
Have you seen my fucking video on these shits? Like, it's one of my most watched videos on the fucking Switch accessory that nobody fucking uses. The fucking VR. Who does VR on the Switch? It's one of my most viewed fucking videos. It's insane. What is up with people? I don't understand.
I feel like
this shit doesn't make any sense. I get comments on this goddamn video every.
It's like my basic surround sound video from 2012.
Yeah.
I still every once in a while I'll get a comment, and I look. The thing's got 100,000+ views, and it's like, what the fuck? It's I did it. I literally did it for for OJ and another guy who was asking about hooking up Wii U to surround sound. So
you had no idea.
I'll make this shitty video and I'll just ramble on for 20 minutes and say a bunch of shit that people call, you know, oh, that's wrong. You can't, you know. Most people are commenting, telling me that I'm wrong about something, and I'm like, dude. But
like my best running video is like at one point my NES, my original NES, it didn't work. It had this gray screen, so I made this super cheap video. I'm sitting in front of my bed, garbage everywhere. I'm like, look, you have to put the trays better, you guys. 50,000 views, man. Go fuck yourself. Like, why?
So
I'm gonna show you. I don't know if you can see this.
Unless you're next gen 720, I think last time I watched his podcast was earlier this year. They were getting thousands of live viewers. 74,000 Jesus Christ.
Are you fucking serious?
I don't think I have any gaming videos like that.
Let me check my basic surround sound video. I
think even for Robot, I think for Robot it's still like his touchscreen Switch one. I think like it's either the weirdest technical stuff, or else if you want to use, you gotta like play fucking.
You guys won't believe this.
Regular videos and just do random fucking accessory
videos.
videos.
You won't believe these views. I should have monetized this fucking video. Let me share my screen here.
But that's it, T. You gotta do that, and then at the same time you play Roblox, and you get all the views.
And play Roblox.
Can you see that? Look at these views. 307,000.
307,000.
Basic surround sound and setup tips for beginners.
This shit makes no sense.
829 likes. It obviously you can't see the dislikes, but I know I had a bunch.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, my next highest video is probably the PS4 Doom with gyro. I think that one did well. Let me look that up.
That was a good one. I like that video. That was a good video.
That was.
Yeah, you gotta do shit like that, and then, or make Scott DeWaz type videos, and get 2 million views a video.
PC, listen.
The problem is you gotta be somebody that you know. You gotta be all like, oh, shit. Then people will watch your videos.
PS4 controller on PC has great gyro aiming. 12,000 views. That's my second most viewed video.
I'm gonna make a VR video every fucking week. A VR Switch video. I'm gonna make that bitch every goddamn.
I mean, there's other videos the same title. They have like 44 views. There's another Doom Eternal Switch, 13,000. Like, who would have thought? I recorded that on PC 4 minutes, just spontaneous, just had nothing planned, and fucking. If you could get those views every video and monetize your channel, you'd be doing all right. You know?
Yeah, I get.
I did a follow-up video because I realized that, oh god, that VR video did crazy. So how much did my follow-up video do? You guys talking now. I'm gonna try to find
my channel's a little different because my channel was originally based on like anime
and you don't
content.
put out videos like me anymore.
Yeah. But
there it is.
But if I had to, I can't see, huh? Oh, 10K?
10,000 views. I even said in the beginning of the video, wow, my VR video did really well, so I just want to follow it up.
Ironically enough, some of my highest rated video game related videos aren't even tutorials. They're like top 10s and shit. Like I remember back when I played Fire.
People love lists.
When I played Fire Emblem Awakening, I decided to do a top 10 characters of Fire Emblem Awakening, and that was 7 years ago. Now it's kind of buried in some other shit. Ignore the Pokemon stuff, but where is it? I think it's the one with the 3DS and the side. Hold on. Can I get
This shit is not focusing.
Is it not focusing there?
How do you
like
find your
35
most viewed
Let me
videos?
click.
It's 35,000. I got on a top 10 video.
Yeah, specifically of just characters, that would work better than if you do the Fire Emblem games, because the characters like.
Yeah, and then I did one for like Sonic Generations when that first came out. I did one for Pokemon Wii U and got 34,000 views off of that.
Nice.
It was just a video because we didn't know at that point.
Isn't there a spot where you can see like your?
I did what device would have saved the Wii U? That's my most watched video. What device could have saved Wii U?
Yeah,
the 3DS player.
Oh,
200,000 views.
Here's one. He got some good views here. Juice are just flying around the world of Gravity Rush. 9 views.
You're like,
oh, don't show any games, and then you
keep doing like that. You'll be retro.
3DS image share how-to video. 24 views. Maybe that's this year. This might be this year. How do I just see all time? What the fuck?
I go to my videos and then you can filter it by most viewed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep buying garbage ass accessories.
So don't go into the YouTube studio. Just go into.
No.
You go to your channel, then to videos,
on your phone,
and then you can select like do by most popular.
Yeah, are you doing it on your phone or are you doing it on your?
I'm on the computer. All right.
Somebody asked me today, can you put your
all videos?
What is it? Can you put the Switch Lite in there? No, you can't put the fucking Switch Lite in here. The Switch Lite is smaller. It's not gonna line up. What kind of dumbass question?
All right.
Why not?
So that gyroing was my 5th most viewed video. I have 2 videos in my top 4 relating to a certain video game console. Which console do you think that is?
PlayStation.
Wii U. I have a Wii U Miiverse video with 9.6 thousand, and I have a Wii U 5.1 surround sound video with 18,000.
My mom.
Free Mewtwo 3. Oh, that's the code.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
That shit's funny.
I still get people fucking crying for that free Mewtwo, man.
Of course.
So let me read. I think this is funny. Here's my top 10. The basic surround sound, Wii U 5.1 surround, gyro controls, and PS4. Oh, Doom on Switch is 5th. Wii U 1 terabyte external HDD impressions is 6th. Shadow of the Tomb Raider benchmark is 7th with almost over 3,000 views. Then I had a East Meets West podcast with Rule 2 that had 3,000. Rayman Legend level had 2.8 thousand, and then a Wii U review part 2 is my top 10. It's like a lot of Wii U in there.
Top 10 male anime characters.
Is that what we're doing?
Oh my god!
Well,
I unlisted that because I don't fuck with anime anymore. Like,
so the highest rate, the highest viewed Juices Loose podcast.
Oh, that's interesting.
Is number 92, a discussion about censorship. I see Terrell's icon, Robert Rule 2. 2.2 thousand views. That's the highest. 101 was the next. Here, baby. 126. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
It's 2,000, but at that point, the live audience was also like
close to 100 at a time. So basically, between 90 and 120, the Juices Loose kind of had peak views.
Top 10. Number 1, this device could have saved Wii U, 117,000. Oivo Pro VR review for Nintendo Switch, 74,000. Hollow for Nintendo Switch trailer and gameplay, 73,000.
Hollow? Wasn't that like
Hollow
indie game?
Yeah. A new Nintendo NX photo leak. Remember this shit?
Mm-hmm.
That picture?
Oh yeah.
Ugly ass. Stupid Nintendo Switch bitching, 35,000.
Title.
Super Nintendo
Switch bitching.
God damn.
Rise and Fall of the Sega Saturn. There was really no rise, but it sounded like a good title. It's 31,000. Japanese Prime Minister as Super Mario Rio 2016, 25,000. And Retro's favorite, Wii destroys GameCube in versus 24,000. Oh, and why
I
did
got
C
quite
and
some
B?
nice views though. The 24,000.
I made a
Gamers out there.
Bayonetta
That's
music
surprising.
video.
And so I followed it up because I'm like, oh, my versus series is gonna be it. The next one got like 300 views.
Yeah.
Oh
It's like,
God.
We got a few minutes. Should we bash the GameCube a little bit more?
Oh yeah,
Jesus
do that.
Christ.
Clocked it. He couldn't even give us credit for last week's podcast.
Oh hell.
He was too
boy.
butthurt from what we did the first time. So
And he said he agreed with Retro Death's take on Metroid Dread. I couldn't believe it. So I mean, you never know.
Really?
With those
Never know.
Europeans, they tend to stick together. But
You guys could learn from that. Oh.
we should have done what could have saved Wii U, even though we kind of dipped into that a bit last week. But
Yeah, we got went into a good bit actually.
Last week
Maybe
was
we'll
a
save
great
it for next
discussion,
week.
man. Going over all the Nintendo systems, that was so much fun. It was a great discussion.
is it show and tell time?
oh, you got
Yeah.
that.
When did you get
How
that?
many did you buy?
I got it today.
I like how the first question. How many did you buy?
I plan
They've
on
been-
getting another one because
They've been pushing it. They've been advertising it quite a bit.
And I might go back and get the Mario one. Nobody seems to care about that one. They like this one. This is because
Yeah, because who the fuck wants to play Mario 1 for the 500 goddamn time? Everybody literally has it on every system they own.
Is it just Mario 1? I thought Mario.
What else? What's
Is that
all
the-
on
I
there?
think
Links?
one in Lost Worlds, I think. But
Oh,
I'm not
yeah, that's
sure.
what it is.
I'm not sure.
Is it? It's
Yeah,
just
that's
the original Link's Awakening, right? Because it's only got 2 buttons.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the,
it's the Game Boy version. Yeah.
Yeah, so
the-
you got
the
to
first Game
constantly
Boy one.
switch out your sword with your jump.
Well, you got Zelda, Legend of Zelda. You got Zelda 2, Adventure of Link. And you got Link's Awakening. You got Vermin, Link version, and you got a playtime clock and a playtime timer. So, yeah.
Visor,
It's a sexy
cool.
machine.
Visor
I love
said,
it that they're making new Game & Watches. It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
Visor said other people are chasing the algorithm, but Juice Crew got integrity. That's one of the reasons I decided not to try to make a living out of YouTube. Is I seen what you have to do, and I was like,
You gotta
I'm
be.
not
You
gonna
gotta
do
fake
that.
it, man.
I can't do that. I can't fake it. I'm not an actor. I can't fake excitement. I can't.
That's what I say, yeah.
Listen, we're trying to get this man to emote for God's sakes. You're not
That's what killed my Mario
Yeah.
Maker 2 streams. Is I was too critical of people's levels. I couldn't just pretend to enjoy a shit level, like.
Yeah, and
Like, dude,
everybody else is. Oh my God, this
This
is really
this
tough.
level's trash. You have no idea where to go. Like you made a bad level. I think it was Ibsters. I'm like, dude, this level is just stupid. It's flawed. It's broken.
Why you got blood?
This guy's an asshole. I want to see somebody who's always laughing and having fun.
Yeah, and I get that, but so
I don't.
You need
I don't
to
get it.
smile more. Dude.
Luckily, I sold
I
my.
like watching people's real, takes on shit.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I wonder,
I don't get
because I got to admit, I don't watch hardly. I mean, that much gaming content really, because a lot of the gaming stuff I feel like I need to be watching. Where lately I just listen, even though it's YouTube. I spend a lot of time listening while I'm driving, while I was painting, my room and working on stuff, and I just was listening to discussions and
listening to Broadband Bullies.
like I ain't gonna like Retro Death.
Damn.
Retro Death did a top.
Damn. Damn.
Oh,
Fucked him up. I made him do a spit take.
I don't remember who Broadband
Okay.
Bullies was.
I haven't heard that
That's
in
Zaire.
so
Oh,
long,
that's-
man.
One of his podcasts. One of his
Yeah.
many podcasts that all look the same.
Yo, what the fuck?
Man, that's like a blast from the past.
Fuck that man's whole shirt up. How dare you?
But I will I watch
That's his Nintendo hoodie, goddammit.
I watch Robert's Back at the Backlog. I watch Retro's videos. If Clocked It put out at something. You know, I did watch his N64 little details
I watched
video.
it and I didn't comment.
I was gonna comment, but
I
I knew if I did, it would start an argument. So I didn't say nothing because the comment I had
on my TV, so I couldn't comment.
Yeah.
the comment I had, and I'm gonna say it now because I know he watches and he'll be on next week. a lot of the stuff he was pointing out at these awesome details were only possible because of the power leap from Super Nintendo to N64. They had to go the extra step, but a lot of that stuff was not possible without the power of the N64 hardware. And I was like, that's why I keep saying, that's why I want to see Nintendo take that huge leap again. I want to, they do the little details, but I want to see them have these tools to work with to see what they can do. Like I said, look what the team that made Kana could do. Like what would a Nintendo team do?
Because a lot of people want that, right? Because we know if Nintendo does something like that, it's gonna be the best of the shit. Like, because a lot of people are upset because every time open world game comes out, people Breath of the Wild, that's their Breath of the Wild, and people like, there were
Skyrim came out first,
Breath of the Wild, right. So people get all pissy about that, but I'm like, yeah, but Nintendo did it better. Like that's why we want Nintendo to have that more power, because we know they could do some really cool shit, right? It's not just, we want them to catch up with the times, blah blah blah. We know that when Nintendo makes their version of something, it's gonna be fucking awesome. People want Nintendo to make a first-person shooter because they know it's gonna be way better and way, thought-provoking.
Because you're gonna get the Nintendo shit that adds that shit that other people just won't
the Nintendo
think about.
Difference.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna make with the same level of power? Whose game's gonna blow you away the most? Fucking EAD or whatever they're called now. With, let's say they have PS5, Xbox Series X power, EPD, or like Ninja Theory or like Housemarque. Was impressive with Returnal, but it's not the best looking game. It's just a really good game, but it's not like, oh my god, I can't believe what I'm looking at. Like, I just
isn't Senua Ninja Theory?
Yeah, I just know Nintendo would be above everybody or really close. I mean, it's not gonna be realistic visuals, but it's gonna be amazing. Like Luigi's Mansion 4, like imagine how awesome it would be if it truly looked. Whereas, like, is that a cutscene or is that the game? Like with that Matrix. Mm-hmm. I thought it was fucking a Keanu the whole time, the real Keanu. They were cutting back and forth between a digital version and him, and I didn't even notice. Like,
I didn't notice either.
Imagine like true Pixar level quality. Like we always say Pixar, but anybody that's watched Raya and the Last Dragon, that looks fucking phenomenal. Every new movie looks better. Like, like I said with Kana, like, it wasn't as small a team as I thought, but look at this first time studio. Making their first game. Look at what they could. Imagine what Nintendo would fucking do. The gun, like, imagine what Nintendo would fucking do with that. Like, you would. I would love to see it, and I think that's kind of what the point I was going to comment. Like, hey, without the N64's power, you wouldn't have those awesome details.
Nobody would have gave a shit about Mario 64. None of that shit would have mattered if they didn't have the power. Like, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that. I mean, that's.
And I agree with him that they still do awesome stuff like Breath of the Wild on Wii U hardware, basically, and Switch. Still best game. It doesn't matter. I'll still play and enjoy the game, but I'm just saying if they had that, they didn't have the ceiling that they have with the Switch and with the Wii and stuff. Like, what would Mario Galaxy been like? Would have been the exact same game at higher resolution, or where they took it new places with more power?
Look what they did with 88 megabytes of RAM. I mean, God.
I appreciate when they do more with less, even though I don't feel like they're the shining example on Switch as often as they were on previous generations. Nintendo was always the outshining everybody on their hardware, because it's like, and like Clackett said, the Switch is the first time Nintendo put out a system that wasn't their hardware. It was just NVIDIA chip off the shelf. Yeah, make us some custom stuff so we can get more out of it, but this wasn't Nintendo's hardware from the ground up. Where they're even though other companies still got a lot out of the GameCube, but Nintendo, Factor 5 working together, Star Wars still looks great. Metroid Prime and Retro Studios still looks great.
All their first party games still look great. Pikmin, fucking Luigi's Mansion still looks great. All these games still look great. There's a reason for that. That power. They had that power.
And you look at even some Xbox games didn't age as well as the GameCube games,
Nope.
and Xbox was more powerful. So that's all I've ever been saying. Like, yeah, I'm Nintendo still makes great games no matter what, but I would just love if they were on even playing field with the hardware to see where they would be.
There's a reason people are still talking about Breath of the Wild, and that you don't hear a lot of Crackdown 3 anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, Horizon, the sequel's coming out, but the first game, for that first year, people talked about it, but no one was talking about all the shit you could do later on. And Breath of the Wild's a 1 in a million game. There's not too many games where 5 years later people are still finding shit and posting about it. But, they can still have that plus wow us on,
But it takes a while. That's the thing too. That's the worry when you give Nintendo that much power. They're still going to mostly focus on gameplay.
Yeah, that's what I don't think it would change them
to that extent. To get graphics to where, it's gonna take a lot of time. It takes a lot of time so hopefully that's why I'm impressed with like Unreal Engine 5 and shit. That that's what most impressive to me about it is that it's simple. Like you can go in, you can have all this shit built basically in AI. You don't have to spend all this time, especially with real world stuff. Like we know what a fucking garbage can looks like. You don't have to spend time with artists.
Yeah,
building a fucking garbage can.
The one downside to this is they literally said it will take longer, more money and more effort to make a non-realistic looking game with Unreal Engine 5. Like the easy stuff is because it's just scanning environments and it has all this all the cities and stuff built into it, all these textures. So if you wanted to make a game like Kena or what that game Rare was working on,
Unreal Engine 5 is going to be a slog.
It's actually more work because then you have to create everything. But there will be game engines that probably are the opposite still. It's just Unreal Engine 5's working that way. So if you want to make a realistic open world city, yeah, you're going to use that. It's going to be way quicker, easier, more efficient, and better results. But if you wanted to make a like the Fable game, I don't know what they're using for that, but imagine that's going to be...
Unreal Engine has always been about quote-unquote realistic visuals. It's always been their front and center kind of, drive for Unreal Engine.
Because somebody made just a guy who's had the access to it for a few months made a Kakariko Village from N64 in Unreal Engine 5. Now, does it look like fucking Zelda? No. But
yeah, I hate that.
It's not a city. It's trees and stuff. I'm going to share it real quick.
It always looks so weird when they put, Zelda or Mario in those engines, man. And trying to make them look realistic.
So this is just one guy threw this together, and he has this. You can tell he's got talent, except for everybody. He's got the stupid camera shake on. Let me share it with the audience. The stupid camera shake. Every comment's like, dude, get rid of that stupid camera shake. Like, why would you? You thought that looked good? Tells me you shouldn't be making games. You should just you should be making textures. You should be making textures because he made it.
You should make video games.
He made this environment by himself. And Link, the
problem
model.
with that kind of stuff, it's also like what Dee said. When Link, for example, runs, it looks like when you have a movie and they green screen a character on something.
Yeah.
Something just is off about it.
Well, because it kept the same animation, but basically one guy could make this impressive looking environment, by himself in a short period of time.
I don't want to see Zelda
on
like
it.
this,
but yeah, I'm not saying. But just the point was, it's not like a city. It's not buildings.
Why are the barrels so much taller than?
Yeah, he created a lot of this stuff.
The barrels are taller than your characters.
Is he?
That's weird.
Is it? But
when he runs by him, it looks like some of those barrels are taller than Link. It shouldn't be that way, but that's just
anyway. So this
is off.
This is an example of the engine not doing like a city setting.
Okay.
So but it's not an art
the thing
style.
that I don't like about this
It's
is that
not-
it looks incredible, of course. I feel if you're gonna get the Zelda looking like this, it's like you're playing fucking Witcher or something.
This looks more like the Tomb Raider games.
Vibe.
This looks more like The Witcher and stuff. So
I can see Fable and shit looking like this. This is how Fable is probably gonna look.
Well, like Nintendo could do stuff like
But
this,
you know, Nintendo
the
could do a
super
lot
realistic
more.
stuff with Zelda, it
Yeah,
always
they can
just
do
feels
way
off.
more and look more lively. This kind of.
Yeah, this is not what I'd want, but I'm just saying
like a nice
what one person
concept.
could do. Yeah, what one
Exactly.
Yeah. I can't do that shit, so it's definitely impressive to me. I don't have the patience. I could do it. I just don't have the patience for 3D animation and shit. Like I don't have the patience.
Yeah, plus shit like that. Like if you have one person, that takes you years to do that
Yeah,
shit.
that shit takes too long.
I will say though,
I have my
Getting a bit
3D animation
impatient,
class,
Terrell.
and I'm like, I just want to get my grade
Here,
and get the fuck
Terrell's
out.
getting impatient.
I'm
I
gonna.
see that shit on your TV going.
So I'm gonna
crazy,
show. I
man.
know you guys
no,
are gonna
that's
love.
something else.
I know you're gonna love the. But this is somebody. This one channel, they take a bunch of popular games and they add like ray tracing and like high res. And I don't know how well this will come across in the stream, but this was Breath. Well, I think he took the filter off for the cell shading, but still, just looking at the environments, this almost looks definitely PS4 Pro, Xbox One X level. You know, they're taking what was already there and just adding reflections and lighting to Breath of the Wild, and it's like, so the core. So what? I'm saying Nintendo needs to change the art style, but look, just adding reflections and better lighting, completely with similar art style, but they took the cell shading off, I believe. Or one of the videos they did.
Turned off. Yeah, they turned
the cell shading.
I think the cell shade. It's hard. Let's see when he turned. Yeah, but you could leave the cell shading on, but just adding realistic reflections and lighting, and keeping everything else what it looked like before, and have it look way sharper. You know, that's an example of Nintendo's talent, where somebody didn't have to like remake Breath of the Wild to make it look like a modern game. They just had to add a few little new graphical features. So Nintendo has the basis there with the same.
Zora's domain was so sexy, man.
Yeah,
the first
so,
time you walk over that bridge, I was dying. It's so good.
So it's not like they gotta change their whole identity for how they make games, you know. But they could still have a vast increase in the visual fidelity and still keep their core like art direction focus and gameplay focus. So anyway, I think that's about it. So thanks for you guys. We're talking about the low views, but we have our core group, you know, Donnie, Visor, Lenny,
Royal.
Yeah,
we ain't envious.
Jonathan.
We glad to have our core audience.
Yeah, I'd rather have 20 to 15 to 30 loyal viewers than just have a bunch of random people every time that I didn't recognize. I like recognizing and seeing the same people. That's
right.
That's why we try to do it at the same time and day every time. I know it's a popular formula just to have 3 podcasts a week, though, for some channels, and they get tons of views. And
I just made a fucking video that I can barely do this shit. Yeah, exactly. I can barely do this shit I want now. I play all the games. That's what I made the video.
But that's when it's your job.
I'm slowing down. You have like the next gen group, like you said, they made fucking 5 podcasts that last 3 hours for a week. I
had to give up.
Shit.
I had to fucking give up on watching.
You can do that when it's your job, though.
Well, watching it's a part-time job because you got to have 3 hours, 3 times each time to listen to them talk.
Yeah.
And it was just the same shit over and over. They have the
same
Kratos
argument
playing the Sony pony role, and this other guy playing the Xbox fanboy role.
Gotta pay the bills a couple of times.
But that riles people up, and they start hitting that.
And you got people, hitting them $5, $10 donations. Same people, multiple times a podcast, multiple times a week. I'm like, Jesus, dude spent $50 this week on, what was his name on the next gen? He every time he donated, I would guess at least $10 a podcast.
You got any kids or wife?
No,
like,
man.
That guy's. I guarantee you.
I'm all about them broadband bullies, y'all.
I'd guarantee you that guy's broke. The guy that donates isn't just because he's got a bunch of money. He's probably broke as shit, and he's.
Yeah, it's just.
It's like people who.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
he enjoys.
It's like his lottery tickets. Like I know people that spend half their check on fucking lotto tickets. I've known people.
Yeah, I'm not hating. That's your thing. Like I'm not hating on that. I just.
Well, you can't be doing much else with your life.
We like to talk about games gameplay, level design. We actually like to talk about that stuff. I can't talk about that superficial ass bullshit that those other dudes talk about, frame rates and like, yeah, if it has something to do with the gameplay, but it's always, oh, well, they saw there's a little issue with that version of the game over this version of the game on my system of choice.
That's because
did you look at the pixel density of them trays?
You ain't got no ray tracing. I
love how Digital Foundry is now calling out the people that they're making videos and they're zooming in. So now when they zoom in, they're like, we gotta let you know before you type a comment. We have to zoom in because a lot of people are watching these on their phones and they can't see the difference unless we zoom in. We're not doing it because any other reason. I'm giving a point and I have to show you. And they're like, so now they're aware of what that sparks with people, and it's like, you have to zoom in to see it.
People use the zoom in version and say, oh, this is how it looks on Xbox, this is how it looks on PlayStation. And like, using that zoomed in ass picture, trying to act like it's so much worse on this console. Like, come on, man.
But it's like T said though, they talk so much bullshit and never talked a lot of games. Xbox had so little games, the dude became a pony halfway through and shit.
Last gen, he did. Well, the games
totally
ridiculous.
And the games they put out, the games they were putting out were Ori, fucking
motherfucking Tycoon.
The Zoo Tycoons, the fucking
Tinky Winky shit, right?
Yeah, the Cupheads and Sea of Thieves.
He becomes a pony and he's promoting Tinky Winky shit like Ratchet and Clank. I'm like, wait a minute, bro. I thought you didn't like Tinky Winky games.
Hey man, Ratchet Clank is for adult gamers.
Look how clean that is.
Until they play it.
Look at cartoon ass shit.
Look at the pixel density of those fucking riffs, yo. Them riffs got them dense ass pixels, yo.
And at the end of the day, we know you ain't playing that shit. You ain't playing no Ratchet and Clank. Get out of here with that shit.
I'll play it on stream for $20.
The fact that it was nominated for and the fact it was nominated for Game of the Year is fucking just insulting to a long-time gamer like myself.
What the fuck?
Game of the Year, bro.
Fucking graphics of the year.
Well, and I like Ratchet and Clank games, but I'm like, it's Ratchet and Clank. Like Ratchet and Clank has never been a game.
And when I read or watched and listened to all the reviews, and they were like, it hasn't really changed much since the last game, and then they're trying to give it a positive review, so they're kind of skipping over the riffs don't really make that much impact on the combat or doesn't, and it's like, I can hear it. You don't want to say it, but I can tell, you're not thrilled with the game, but, people don't want to, because it looks good. And
I'm not about to fuck up my sponsorship, Juice.
I'm sure you can have fun with the game. I'm sure you can have fun with the damn game. I mean, if it was $40, I probably would have bought it on Black Friday, but maybe that would have been like the high end. It dropped to $50, I think. I was like, I just know it's not going to be worth it for me. I paid $20 for the remake, and I didn't even think that was worth it. But
gaming is our hobby, and we love it, and we don't want to taint it with chasing dollars on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I know. Robert, you can comment. I feel like his idea of trying to play every game as long as even if it takes him into next year before he's playing 2021 games. I almost feel like he's made a job out of it because he has to schedule
that's not blocks, fun,
bro. Blocks of time to play it. And I almost like, I mean, if he's enjoying it, that's fine. But to me, it sounds more like work than. Yeah.
Look, I was listening to a podcast. I forget who it was. It was a few weeks ago. And somebody said something that it just made me go, and the dude was like, fuck your backlog, right? Just just play games and have fun, and don't stress out about your backlog. If a game is not a game that grabs you, that makes you want to keep playing all the time, don't fucking force yourself to play it.
That's what I do.
Don't put it in your backlog. And I'm like, I feel so much better. It made me feel I got threw a monkey off my back. It's
Well,
like,
that's what I've done the last 3 years. I've had first it was I was like, I'll play Gears 5, and I'll try Control, and I'll try Wolfenstein or not Wolfenstein. What's that? Metro. Metro, the last one that came out the same year. I was like, I'll give each game an
Exodus?
hour. Yep. I was like, I'll give each game an hour. The one that clicks the most, I'm gonna keep playing. And it was Control, and then it was Immortals and what was the other game? I forget what the other game was. I ended up playing Immortals. Then the year before, I had a similar situation, and I was like, I'm gonna play the one that clicks with me and keep playing it. Like this year, if it would like been earlier in the year, or if the medium had just come out, I would have been like, I'll try the medium, or I'll try a Plague Tale or something. I'll give each an hour, and I'm gonna stick with the one that I like, you know. And if I didn't enjoy my first hour of a game, I may not go back to it. And you know, like Oddworld, that's one earlier. I played 2 hours of it. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to play this. You know, like it's fine, but it's just not for me. So I just stopped playing. I'm not gonna, sit there and make sure I finish that before I started Returnal or.
And that's like how I felt with the first one. I was like, this is really cool. Like this, the world. I like the world, the characters, and all that. But I just don't want to keep playing this shit. Like I'm just gonna stop playing. It was, it's fun while it lasted.
Like Tearaway,
Oddworld inhabitants.
Tearaway, like
Tearaway.
I made it an hour, and I was like, I don't know. And then I gave it another hour, and I was like, definitely not. I can't. It's just too much slow pace walking shit. There was another game I didn't finish this year that I started. I had it written down earlier because I was trying to keep track of all the games I played and finished.
See, I'm itching to get back to we were talking about earlier.
Immortals?
Your game that you just love, Immortals. I'm itching to get back to that, but I'm feeling bad because I'm missing all this shit that I need to get through this year. And I'm like, all right, but
I think you just hit
the game I was actually enjoying.
Yeah, I think you just hit when you get older.
Moving and shit and all that, fucked it up too. So
I feel like when you get older, you just like I had to accept like I'm not gonna be able to play 20 games in a year anymore. Like I just have to find the ones, try to pick the ones that look the most interesting, and focus on that. But I mean, I played like 7 older games this year, and from start to finish, like Days Gone, Final Fantasy, Ghost of Tsushima, the Octo expansion. I played a lot of non-2021 games this year, like 7 or 8 of them I finished. And I only played 5 2021 games so far that I beat. Like I started the medium, didn't finish. And God, what was that other game? I know Tearaway's an older one, but either way, like that's just, I feel like I got to a point where I just had to accept that I wasn't going to be able to play everything. And, bless Robert, he's trying, and I got to give him props.
And you're a single dude. You got, imagine my plight.
Yeah. I mean, but I put probably 115 hours in Immortals this year. I put 50 something in Days Gone. I put 70 in Returnal, probably 150 in Rocket League. Like I put a lot of time in a smaller amount of games.
Same. I put a lot of time in older fucking games. Games I already beat, like Horizon. What the fuck am I spending 30
That's
hours
one thing.
in Horizon this year for? Like,
talk about that. I want to talk about that next week because this 8th gen, I've played more games a full second time than I ever before. So I want to kind of talk about that next week, kind of, because I know some people like go back a lot more to older games. I've never been like that, so that'll be something for next week. But anyway, we'll get out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Terrell was checking his phone. You got your